It's Podcast Unlocked, episode 256, end of July 27th. I'm Ryan McCaffrey, the Shark, sitting in for Destin Legary, who's on assignment.
Hello, everyone.
You were going to do it, and then you changed your mind.
Faked you out.
Marty, good to have you back.
It is really nice to be back.
Very sincere.
Yeah, no, I was honest.
It had a tinge of sarcasm
No,
in
it's
there.
genuinely nice to be back. San Diego's terrible.
Well, it's nice to have you.
San Diego's great.
Nah, it's awful.
It's too hot.
Alana?
Greets.
Good to have you back.
I feel like all these intros have been very awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going well
This
so
is my
far.
first podcast of the week. I didn't do a podcast yesterday. I get all my awkwardness out on Beyond, so then on Unlocked,
That
I'm
makes
not
a lot
awkward.
of sense.
We're all a little rusty because we haven't met as a group in a while. Because last
We
week.
got in a really big fight right beforehand. It was terrible.
Oh yeah, just ugly bloodbath.
Alana said
we
Ryan
did,
didn't
yeah.
count as a person.
I did too.
Which is
Yeah, I started to
actually
leave.
happened.
I walked off the show for about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So how was Comic-Con, you guys? It seemed like, games-wise, it was really light this year.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
lighter than in previous years.
Yeah. Microsoft,
Me and Marty we've done like preview night a couple years in a row now.
It seems like it's a little bit smaller every night. Or
Yeah,
every year.
it's so for those of you who don't know, everyone day 0 of Comic-Con is called preview night, where people can come in if you have an exhibitor or a press badge and basically get like a first look at the show floor and a first crack at the games and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's like a tenth the people.
We use that
E3
opportunity.
needs that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we use that opportunity to go get our hands on the games because once the show actually starts, you have no chance of getting your hands on games there. But yeah, in consecutive years, it's kind of just been like less and less games are being shown and less new stuff or
Yeah.
big and relevant
I mean,
stuff.
Microsoft had definitely probably the biggest showing there. At least I got to play the new level of Gears, which I
The
played
one
it-
that they put the video out
Yes,
of?
yes. So I got to play
nice.
that day.
Was that giant Gears booth, or was that
Yes.
offsite?
So you had Daddy Marcus.
Yeah, which I didn't
rolling
realize
with
because
you.
I didn't watch that video because I'd been traveling and then working all day,
Yeah.
and then I started playing that level, and all of a sudden I heard him behind me. I'm like, Papa! And I turned around, I'm like, oh!
That is really cool.
Yeah,
We gotta go.
Yeah, that level was really cool. I recorded a little convo on it, but what I really liked is that the first half of the level felt super familiar. It was, the same weapons you're used to, sort of the same enemy mentality, the same jumping from cover to cover, and I was like, oh, this is nice. This reminds me of why I love Gears. And then halfway through, it introduced a new weapon, which is the thing that shoots out the saw blades.
I had a good time with that.
Yeah.
At
That's
the
like the
E3
record
demo.
gun from
Sunset. Yeah, it definitely reminded me of that, or some of the guns from Ratchet and Clank, which in a really good way. And then, it was the environmental destructibility, and then there's this crazy lightning storm that you sort of have to platform through, and you're fighting guys while lightning is coming towards you, so you have to move from cover to cover to not get hit.
Yeah,
by
I
these
liked
lightning bolts.
the cover that would be destroyed by nature.
Yeah.
So it's like, or rather, or that you could shoot.
You could destroy it
So there'd be
and-
guys behind cover, but then you could take out some
and then all the
support holding up a giant thing of logs, and it would crush them.
Yeah.
and then the wind would take them away.
Yeah.
And so
That was it. Yeah, the E3 demo, right?
No, that was at the Comic-Con demo.
Yeah,
I think
they
I've seen that footage
So they had
somewhere.
It was a similar concept, but in a different level. This
Right.
was a new level, but I think that whole thing is going to be used a lot through the game.
Yeah.
sort of
So
thing.
obviously, I love Gears of War. Always have. Read all the books. Read all the
But
comics.
people that like Gears of War 2 aren't real people.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Before we went on the air.
But anyway, ignoring Ryan for the rest of the podcast.
Like usual.
Everything that I've seen of Gears 4 makes it look it just looks very Gears of War. And for whatever reason, like, I'm totally going to play it. I'm still excited about
Yeah.
it, but I'm like, nothing about it just looks like a new game yet.
I
Like,
mean, neither.
I hate the term, but it doesn't quite look next gen for some reason.
Yeah, I mean,
Like in terms of its visuals?
No, like, it just seems like it could have existed with
On
a
the 360?
Yeah.
yeah,
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, I'm gonna love it regardless.
I'm hoping the coalition is keeping some stuff close to the
That's
vest.
what I kind of think is happening.
Yeah, and there's definitely, like I said, this back half of the demo had a bunch of new elements that I really did like. And
Yeah.
so
We
I'm
also know
hoping-
the multiplayer is like 5v5 competitive. They're gonna have horde mode. Apparently, that's had a lot of upgrades.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's. I think they've already proven that they can make an awesome Gears game, but now I think they need to prove that they can make something
Make their own
past
Gears
an
of War game.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, look cool. And then I got to play Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, now,
Yeah.
you got to talk about this a little bit. I watched your video
Yeah.
that you put on IGN, and it showed off a bunch of stuff I didn't see from E3.
Yeah.
And it just looked like, yep, need that in my life soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing a lot more with. I played for about 45 minutes and captured the entire thing. Yeah, it's really great. It's Frank again back in Willamette. It's considerably later. He's like a 50-year-old man. Doesn't
good.
control like a 50-year-old man.
Looking good.
but
So
it's-
basically, the Sam Fisher effect.
Yeah,
where he's
exactly.
like, I'm 50, but I look 30.
yeah, but I'm still going to climb up this building.
I still run like a 20-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just really liked how it captured those same sensations that the original Dead Rising did with just showing a massive horde of what looked like 1,000 zombies in front of you, and then giving you like the cornucopia of weird things to absolutely obliterate them. Vehicles, like I drove this little electric car that was just had a ring of electricity around it, so you're just driving through zombies and just destroying them.
Elon Musk would be proud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the mech suit was really cool. The mech armor.
Is it the same voice actor?
No,
No.
it is not.
It is not.
It is not.
That bothers me a little.
That does bother. That always
I mean,
bothers.
I couldn't tell until I asked. Well, I guess I could tell because
Okay.
I asked.
Was it the same
Yeah.
for the first few games?
Well,
what about-
there were
was
different
Frank
characters.
West? Was the
Frank
same.
was in Dead Rising 2 Case West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the same.
That was the same
I'm
voice
pretty sure
actor,
it was,
right?
at least. I didn't pick up on it being different.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it didn't. I don't know. It doesn't bother me too much because I never put that much stock in the story of the games.
Shh, don't. No.
I'm sorry. Well,
I mean, I actually don't know how to respond to that comment because it's like, well, the story's not that
Dead
much
Rising
of a
1's
story.
story was pretty cool. It got.
Like, it depends what you would define the story as.
Well,
I liked the moments.
Towards the end, it starts to get into like a weird place.
What ending did you get?
The bees. Wasn't it the bees or the
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of
bees.
bees, and then you have to catch them all.
and then there's like a queen.
Yeah.
And that's the boy.
So I'm pretty sure that I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure like the legitimate end that I got was Frank West on top of a tank screaming no.
Oh yeah.
I think that's how the game
Yeah,
ended.
really
That-
colorful story.
That
You gotta-
boss fight sucked, by the way. Like I
remember it very
I
well.
remember having to cheese it. Like I got the.
I hated the guys in the Jeep and the
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
annoying.
But by the way, spoilers for anybody that's about to play Dead Rising for the
It's
first time
10
on the.
years old. It's fine.
So they're a different ending.
If I could spoil
That's true.
Bioshock Infinite and get yelled at by a lot of people,
Technically,
Well, Bioshock Infinite.
I did.
Oh,
I
that's
did it
a
bad.
lot.
It was really funny.
Oh, that's terrible.
Whatever.
actually, one of the endings is if you just hang out on the roof until the clock runs out.
Just like comes and gets you, doesn't it?
Yeah, you get your roof milk.
And then I know there's also one because there's like tiers as well. So I think what happened for me was that the guy in the helicopter was a zombie or was bitten by a zombie, so I couldn't
Right.
leave. That's why I had to go back,
That
and then
happened
I
to
got
me.
the tank ending.
Yeah.
I think in the same playthrough, but I'm not entirely sure. That game's really good.
It's
Yeah,
really
game's really
good.
good.
It's,
Story-
it's
story's
deeper
not
than
really
you
good.
think it is, too.
Well-
The game's really good. The story's dumb. It's fine. It's fine. You can have a dumb
I mean, I
story.
will say, like,
I mean, what do you mean when you say story?
I mean, the fact that none of us can remember what the story was
it
means
was
it's pretty
10
dumb.
years ago.
It was also a very long time ago. I don't know. I'm not comfortable saying the story was not
But like,
good,
what
I
is
don't
the
know.
main conflict?
I remember liking
There are
the story.
Zombies, yeah.
But there got to be, they had a neat sci-fi little
In the
undercurrent.
part
We
when,
did
like, the
a fine
military
zombie
comes in
story
and just
then,
kills
but
actual people.
Since
Yeah.
then, we've had The Walking Dead and we've had The Last of Us, and it's like those are good stories about zombies that aren't about zombies, that are about the people.
How would you describe the story of The Walking Dead?
The game, Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Oh.
TV
show, I was like,
oh no! I mean,
what's the story
Telltale's
of
The
that?
Walking Dead. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about a man named Merlin Durrell who goes around the countryside and fights racism.
Fights racism?
Fights racism.
Yeah, that was what the show was about, right?
Zombies
Yes.
have been renamed to racism, apparently.
No, Merlin Durrell, the racist boys from PT.
I'm just not biting it.
Was that a zombie thing?
You're dying on this hill by yourself. Anyway.
Yeah.
Dead Rising
So,
was cool.
Dead
also,
Rising 4
it's leaning heavily on the photography mechanic again, which I think is
I
really
love
cool.
that. That's cool.
You can use it to take funny pictures and get points, or there's actual like side quests and missions. You need to almost like going into a detective mode and doing like UV lighting and
Well,
trying to
Wow.
follow.
So
stuff.
he's-
fatal frame action.
Yeah,
Batman?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Huh.
But
Does
yeah,
he still
pretty
have
cool.
those catchphrases when you take photos? Like, good.
Oh,
Nice.
he's
I don't remember.
better.
I think I was playing
Fantastic.
it. I'll have to go look
There
through
is
the
the
footage
selfie
again
mode.
because I was talking to the developers while I was playing it on a loud show floor, so I wasn't actually
you don't
listening
know.
to most of the audio.
Sometimes games don't preview well in that
Yeah.
environment.
Oh no, the game previewed super well, but I agree. Like you need to on a crowded show floor is not the way to play.
Yeah, can
any
you imagine
video
playing
game
like
ever.
inside at Comic-Con?
I literally wouldn't. I would walk away.
Yeah,
I'd be
I
like,
wouldn't
nope,
do it.
Not
So
gonna do
I
it.
actually started playing inside over the weekend, and
Oh.
Segue.
I don't think you need audio that much.
Oh, you're so
nuts.
wrong.
Like the audio adds
You're
so much.
Gears
to
of
the
War 2 wrong right
no,
now.
No, she's not. She's Gears of
It's
War
a really
3
good
wrong?
game. Yeah,
I
so
kind of like when you said that. I was just like, I can't even wrap my head around.
You started inside.
the
but
audio is
I'm gonna-
really subtle, right?
I'm gonna let you
Yes.
finish, but next time you sit down, because you haven't finished it yet, correct?
I think I'm about halfway.
Okay, make
I'm
sure
I just got out of the
play
submarine.
either in a quiet room and ideally also
what I
with
did last night.
headphones.
Yeah.
Did you play with headphones?
No, I was in a quiet
Okay.
room though.
Play with headphones.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, like
Sound design's
the
amazing.
sound design is very subtle, but like when you start picking up on stuff, it is phenomenal.
Also, it adds a lot of tension to particular moments.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess we can't talk about anything to do with that. Yet,
Well,
can
not
we?
spoilers, but
No, I mean you can talk in broad strokes.
So far, my favorite part has been the part where you're in the line and you have to mimic
Yeah,
what
yeah.
everyone else
Yeah.
is doing.
Yeah.
That was like, damn, this
Yeah.
is messed up.
Yeah, the game has so many.
I still have no idea what's going
The
on.
game has like a dozen really powerful moments.
It's very good.
Also,
Very, very
without
good.
going into spoilers, she found the thing in the cornfield by herself, which like
Really?
none of us did.
Wow.
you're the only one.
Yeah, you and Brendan Graber.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
even after looking at like a guide, I was like, "Where is
Yeah.
it? I
Well,
can't
because
quite see."
you can't really see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really subtle.
Very
Yeah, I'm really
difficult
excited
to
for
I
you to
think
finish
I
it.
found most of the collectible orbs so far, but
On your first playthrough, did you find how many collectibles or
About half a
things
dozen.
did you find? Really?
Yeah.
I found one.
Yeah, not. I
really?
think I found 2 on the first
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
I have been spending a lot of time exploring.
Yeah,
though.
I picked up on the cable thing when I saw
Yeah.
cables. I was like, I'm gonna follow these.
Admittedly, like I kind of, because I thought I was going to be on the spoiler cast for Unlocked, so
Yep.
I like ran through it in one night. I wasn't like really looking for all that stuff. I still felt like I took my time though. Like whenever there's an opportunity to go left or right or like explore
both.
something, I'm like, I'm going to go this way and
Yeah.
then this way. You know?
Yeah, that's really
The
I'm-
coolest one that I found was you slide down a roof and then you jump. If you keep sliding instead of, I just jumped at the wrong time. So then you grab onto a pipe and then you have to jump backwards like Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed, and then you jump onto something else and it's a ladder and you climb down. I only found that one because it was an accident and I jumped, but then the second time that I tried it, I died. So just like you fall through the ceiling and then end up next to the collectible anyway. So
Oh,
it's
you're like, oh, there's something down here.
You're
This is
like,
great.
That's
Yeah.
where I'm supposed to
now
go.
I know what to do. But yeah, I mean, the sound is nice, but I wouldn't think it's that impactful.
It is.
Maybe I
Wait
just haven't
until
been
you
paying
head.
attention.
Yeah, you're getting yeah.
Yeah.
Hurry up and finish
Yeah,
before.
I think I just finished the part with the submarine, so I,
I think
feel
it's
like
over
I'm
halfway through. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
That's one of the
it's-
parts where the sound's terrifying. The submarine area.
Well, some
'Cause of the-
blob thing
Yeah.
just showed up.
Which
Yeah,
it was in their publicly released screenshots and in my video review, so we're not going to call that a big spoiler. But
I still don't know what it is though. So
yeah,
you can
we
spoil it
won't
for me, but-
say any more. But
yeah, that just showed up, and that's totally creepy. It's crazy that the game is as well as being creepy and eerie. I never feel scared of anything, so it's like doing a really good balance of just atmospheric,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
making you really
still my game of the
uncomfortable.
year at this point.
Me too.
All due
Really.
respect to The Witness, which is
Really.
also phenomenal, but
Didn't play it.
this
No
is my,
PS4.
inside's my game of the year right now.
Yeah.
I just played a game last night that is up there for me that I can't talk about yet, but it's real good.
Shut up.
I know what you're talking about. I'm going to play it tonight.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I never know what you guys are talking about.
Our audience hates this part of the
Yeah,
show.
let's not do that.
Let's not be those people.
Why? I'm saying that there's something coming up very soon that everyone should be excited about because it's really good.
You're also literally saying nothing because you can't say what
No,
it is.
I'm literally saying that within a week we could talk about something that is phenomenal.
We'll talk about it in a week.
We do the same thing where Ryan's like, "Hey, next month, it's IGN first. You should be excited. It's something you're gonna care about."
All right.
Shut up,
Please
Alana.
stop yelling at me. Shut up. Makes me so angry.
All right, so
Inside's really nice.
it's so good. It is a super. It's probably the most dead news week in quite a while, which is fine. It's the end of July. This is not a good time for video games. So, at
Oh, yeah,
Alana's
actually-
kind suggestion.
To drag out SDCC stuff.
Oh, okay.
I checked
fill
out
some
some
time.
new Gears of War toys.
Oh,
from
yeah, do
McFarlane. So
tell.
all I was doing was toy coverage, which, like you mentioned, preview night being.
Oh, it's such a
less
hard
about
job
games.
you have.
It was really hard.
There's a lot of toys out there,
We
Ryan.
walked 9 miles on the show floor in one day. 9 miles.
Would you have one of those? Was it a pedometer? Is that what that's
Yeah.
called?
It's called Pokemon Go.
It was like by the end, I was so sore from just like a lot of lines and a lot of shaking hands with people and a lot of just
But your leg muscles are
people.
just.
My back was so
Is that
sore.
why you have
but-
the wrist brace? Too much handshaking?
That's tendonitis from The Witcher 3. Anyway.
See what you've done, Geralt.
So there were some Gears of War 4 McFarlane toys. There was JD and Kate. And both of them look awesome. They're like $20, which for fairly well-articulated figures is insane.
JD and Kate, the sequel to Milo and Kate.
Yes. Yeah.
The sequel to Kate and Leopold.
The JD one's coming out later this year. There is a video of them on IGN.
The prequel to John and Kate +8. Go ahead.
I care about your toys.
The Kate one's coming out next year, but
Yeah.
the killer is that they also have a new Lancer. You remember that first Lancer that came out? There was the original Lancer toy that came out.
The big thing?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
also like made sound. That thing was super expensive when it initially launched and was really hard to find, and now it's on eBay for like $1,000, $2,000. The retro
Only.
Lancer, not quite the same because
The retro Lancer's not as cool.
A, it's not as cool, B, it's not as well made, and C, they made a lot more of them. As is with anything mass produced, it's fine.
Yeah.
But then this one is like $140 for a Lancer that both makes sounds, lights up like the blue cog colors, and looks really good. And I don't really know the details, but you can also customize it somehow.
That's cool.
So I feel like maybe you could put your gamer tag on it, maybe you can change some colors
Nice.
or whatever, and that's coming out sometime next year, probably around the game. And yeah, for like it was like 120 or 140, which is crazy. Also, yes, that's incorrect. Sometime this year.
Games this
around
year.
the game.
Yeah. It's nice and soon. October.
Yeah, but there is a video about that. I also had this like incredibly cool Marcus Phoenix cosplayer bring the Lancer to me. It was like
That's really cool.
That's how we like segued that part into the video. It was really cool.
It was
but yeah,
it was actually John DiMaggio.
That would have been much cooler.
No, you can't meet him.
Not to
Was
sound
he one
like
of your
that
people
short.
you can't meet?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to interview him a lot, and I've always said no because it's like I don't want to talk to Marcus Phoenix. Like, God,
Could you
damn.
send him here?
Nope.
You don't have to be here. Just send him
then
here.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
if I ever get the
Wait,
opportunity.
why
I'll be
wouldn't
like,
you want to talk to him?
I have just this thing, or if there's someone who I really like, I never want to talk to them ever.
Oh no,
Well, I'm not well liked, clearly.
I can understand why that would be because I have, without naming the
Never meet
person,
your heroes.
I met someone who like was a hero of mine, and he was kind of a dick, and it like ruined kind of
It's not
the
that.
experience.
I think it's just like I wouldn't know what to say to Marcus Phoenix.
He's
not
also
just
a
Marcus-
person.
Yeah.
He's a human being.
but
also-
in my head, he's Marcus Phoenix.
Isn't he? He's Bender, right?
Yeah.
Bender.
Yeah.
And he's Jake the
Bender,
dog.
Bending Rodriguez.
And yeah, Jake the dog. One time he walked past me at a convention. I was wearing a Gunther shirt from Adventure Time, and he went whack whack, and I was like, apparently he's like lovely and very easy
He's
to talk
very
to.
sweet. I met
but
him multiple times.
It's just if I like someone too much, I feel like it would be a bad interview. I'm like, I'm
God,
gonna
you're
let someone
so
else
weird.
do it.
You're so
Send
weird.
him in here.
Okay.
No, she
I mean,
snubbed him too many
how
times.
would I do that?
Unfiltered.
I
That
don't
would
think
be
I have
fun.
the authority to do that. I'd be like, hey, John DiMaggio, I've blown you off several times. Want to come on my show?
Of course you can.
How it looks.
We all have that authority.
Hey, you got everybody's
Do we?
got to promote. You know, it's,
Well,
Guess
you know,
so.
I'll ask next
he
time.
should be out promoting Gears of War 4. So send him in here.
He will be voice acting in that, right? We
Yes.
don't know how
Yeah.
much Marcus is.
He was
in
literally
it,
in
but-
the mission I was in. He was part of my party.
Oh, so he's playable?
here.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't play as him, but he was behind me.
I kind of like the idea of him being in it like 50%. Like showing up quite a bit, but not the whole
Yeah, it
time.
was nice because the three rascals are sort of young and carefree.
Do you
whereas
like
he's-
JD as a character?
I'm
undecided.
I don't know enough about them yet. I love the actors. Like I think
Yeah.
Laura Bailey's one of the best actors in games.
I also really like Kate and her design. I totally
Yeah.
want to cosplay.
So yeah, I don't have an opinion one way or another because I just haven't experienced enough of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like their design. Actors.
Yeah. Also, apparently, Horde mode might be playable at PAX West.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'll be
Nice.
there, like with you,
Yep.
right?
I'm also going. We're all going, but
Theater of the
Ryan.
mind.
Everybody but me. That's
Ryan's not
fine.
allowed to go.
They don't let me into these things anymore. There's a sign at the every attendant has.
It's
at the
no
entrance.
Ryans allowed.
Do not admit this man.
They allow one Ryan. It's just not you.
face.
Yeah.
Only one Ryan?
Yeah, no Ryans allowed.
Oh, sorry. That
They
sucks.
probably let Ryan Payton in.
They probably
from,
let Ryan. Yeah, he's in CO. Yeah.
He's the only one. Yeah.
Smart move, honestly.
Yeah.
So yes, it is a slow news week. Nose week. That too.
What's a slow nose?
A slow nose is like when you got little drip strips coming out of it.
Why is that slow?
Because you got slow drip drips coming out of it because it's like a mucus. That's
I don't like that at all. Anyway,
Yeah.
slow
Well,
don't
news
ask the
week.
question.
Gross.
Yeah. So at your suggestion, like, what could we talk about to fill some time, have a little Xbox fun? So yeah, Phantom Dust is being. First, it was rebooted. Then it was like, forget it. We're just going to remaster the old one instead. What Xbox franchises that are not currently active would you guys want to see come back? I mean, nostalgia is big, of course. What do you think?
I would like 2 things came to mind. Crimson Skies, just because we don't like have that sort of like Star Fox was bad. And like we just don't have these like a good dogfighting game, a good arcadey dogfighting game. Like we don't have like a Rogue Squadron.
You could get out of the plane in Crimson Skies.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was
I'll
very
say that
cool.
on MVC. That game sucked, dude.
I get real mad.
That game was real trash.
Get real mad at you.
Not Crimson Skies, but dumb animal one. No, it's not the animal noise. Don't worry. Yeah, but Crimson Skies, I think that'd be great. And I think like man, that game would be gorgeous on Xbox One.
Yeah, could really be done up properly.
Yeah, and you could definitely do interesting things with online, with like playing with your friends, with customizing your biplanes and everything. I think that would be cool. And then obviously my number 2 answer is Banjo, as always.
Yeah, mine was going to be Banjo and Perfect Dark. But for whatever reason, what first came to mind was Beyond Good and Evil. I don't know why.
Not an Xbox
right?
franchise.
That's why I'm like, I'm not really sure why that came to mind, but I remember playing it on Xbox.
It's one of the free
probably.
games this month. Maybe
It
that
was
was
just on the brain.
Yeah, I still want that.
Yeah, I'm totally fine to never get a Perfect Dark again.
I mean, if it's like OG Perfect Dark, then that's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Like if there was an OG Fable, I'd want that. But,
Oh, Fable's a good one too.
yeah,
I feel like a modern day Perfect Dark would just be like Deus Ex.
Which I'm cool
No,
with.
Deus Ex is a role-playing game.
But I
Perfect
mean,
Dark's
like,
never
in terms
been.
of its design and like
Yeah.
shooting mechanics, right?
Maybe.
I mean, I
Like
feel
it's super, like futuristic sci-fi, like
It'd be like early levels of Deus
I could
Ex where
almost
you don't-
imagine a modern Perfect Dark taking a huge customization element to it.
Yeah.
Like having it really, like even like the original, like you could be stealthy or you could go in guns a-blazing as much as you
it
could
had
on
that
the
level,
N64.
you could choose the difficulty.
Yeah.
It was like
And
3 stars or
Yeah, and
something.
it gave you different objectives, like
Yeah.
more objectives.
Yeah, which is really
also
cool.
just like the variation of the weapons of that, like that.
That's what makes me like it so much. I think.
Yeah, that actually suits a very cool game design philosophy where like instead of the RPG elements being like you gain experience to level up your own abilities, like you gain experience to level up your guns and mod your guns.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be really cool.
Yeah, I remember like the laptop turret that you
laptop
could throw
gun,
down.
yeah.
Sentry laptop
Yeah,
gun.
that was really cool.
And they all had different modes. Like
It had
there
the,
are a
yeah,
lot
they
of
all had
guns.
secondary fire modes that
Yeah.
did something dramatically
And there was
different.
one that was like a sniper rifle that would let you shoot through buildings.
Farsight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Farsight.
Farsight.
That's it.
The most OP thing in the world.
Yep.
Splinter Cell Conviction annoyed me because it made Splinter Cell more actiony than I was hoping for.
Yeah.
But I think a Perfect Dark game done that way,
Yeah.
done in the Splinter Cell Conviction way, where it's stealth elements but fast and with a lot of action elements as
Yeah.
well, that could suit Perfect Dark
Totally.
really nicely, I think.
I also just really like Joanna Dark as a character and also like
Yeah.
that universe. Like all the weird aliens. What was the alien's name?
Elvis.
Elvis. That's it.
Why do I still remember this?
That's crazy. That's
don't-
old school.
Yikes. Not great.
It was a really good game.
It was a really good game.
When was the last Splinter Cell? Like,
That
it
was Blacklist in
Blacklist.
2013, August 2013. So in fact,
That's a
yeah, we're
pretty
coming
long
up on
time
the
ago now.
3-year anniversary,
Yeah.
and then literally not a word about Splinter
that
Cell
game
since.
didn't really have a very big reception. Like it seemed
I
like
mean,
not a
It
lot
was
of people played it.
critically, it was
I liked
received
it.
well,
Yeah.
But it came out right before the consoles launched.
right before
on last gen.
Yeah.
3 months before.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
They brought Spies versus Mercs back,
Yeah.
which was awesome, and they did a great job on it.
And they
but-
had sort of the three different,
I
like,
reafter
the
it.
three different approaches you could take.
Yeah.
It was like they
what's
were named
that
after like
studio
animals or something.
that's
oh yeah,
UB Toronto, right?
That was UB Toronto. Yeah.
their
What-
first game.
Jade's
Oh,
when
really?
Jade, yeah.
Yes.
Jade Raymond's studio, but she's gone now.
Yes.
What have they been doing? What are they working on?
Shrug.
Do we know?
Did you
What
just say
even-
drug?
I said shrug.
Oh, I was
Shrug.
like, oh, they making blue meth?
I do, but I can't say it.
I mean, Ubisoft has a game called Steep, so if you say Shrug, I'm thinking that's a video
oh yeah,
game.
shrug. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their one more thing at E3 2014. Yeah.
Steep.
Don't know if I
Announcing
play it.
Shrug.
But
I
Splinter
would-
Cell would. I feel like there's a gap that Splinter Cell can fit for all the
I
shooters that we have
could
right
not
now.
agree more. I still think that Chaos Theory is the best original Xbox game.
Damn.
I mean, of course, full respect to Halo 1 and Halo 2, but there was that game. Did you play Chaos Theory back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it was completely freeform. You could do things in a bunch of different ways. The visuals were amazing at the time. Like, it was a technologically impressive game. You had that 6-mission co-op campaign, which was
That's crazy,
unlike anything
yeah.
we'd ever seen, where it required 2 players. You could do make the human ladder. One person could crouch, and then the other one would run. You'd throw them across
it had a really-
or
Yeah.
into an
an
enemy.
enemy.
Like they could be coming around the corner, and you could lie in wait, and then human cannonball at them.
It also had really distinct sound design. I can still remember the sound in that game.
Oh, it's the
Super
best.
well.
And then, of course, Spies versus Mercs.
Yeah, you utilize sound so well because it'd be like throw a can.
Yeah.
Make a noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. What's everyone's favorite original Xbox game?
Well,
Mine would have to be Fable.
Do I get a turn?
No,
Hold
you
on.
don't get a turn.
I don't get a turn?
Moving on.
It was because of the Gears
Jeez.
thing. Yeah, she really took offense
You
to
call
that.
me
Yeah.
not a person.
You call me not a person.
Fine. That
Guys,
wasn't
neither of you are people.
Nobody heard that.
We're just cartoons on a camera at this
Pretty
point,
much.
anyway. I would say to bring back before we get to yours, Mech Assault. I would love to bring back Mech Assault for a lot of the same reasons you mentioned, Marty, with Crimson Skies. Is first of all, visually, it could be
Oh, yeah.
just dialed up,
Yeah.
so nicely. And the thing about Mech Assault was it was faster, action-oriented Mech Warrior, because Mech Warrior was more of a sim, actually, like a simulation, as silly as that sounds for a 21st century giant robot game. But it was slower. You had a lot of
Dials and
strategies and things. But Mech Assault was just take your huge robot around the battlefield and shoot stuff.
Have you played, was it Armed Core?
Armored Core?
Armored Core.
Yeah, that was
That's
from
it.
Software.
Oh, was it really? Huh. So I think I only played Armored Core 4. I played a recent one, but I really liked that.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good series.
Is that where are all the mech games at right now?
Where are all the
Titanfall.
Mech games at?
That it.
Titanfall kind of counts. Yeah, I'm really excited about.
What do you mean
Titanfall.
it kind of counts? It's totally a
It
mech
totally
game.
I
Yes.
mean, honestly, the only reason that I'm ruling it out or differentiating it from things like Armored Core is that it's not Japanese. Like straight up, that's it.
Wow.
It's like it makes it feel different.
Racism.
Xenophobia.
Jingoism? Xenophobia.
Well, I feel like Japan probably invented mechs, the concept of giant robots fighting,
Sure.
unless it was
I thought
Transformers.
xenophobia was
No,
species.
it was mechs were way before Transformers.
That sounds about right. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
No, xenophobia is people from other places.
Yes.
Including aliens.
Ah,
But yeah, I would love to see Mech Assault come back. I think if you found the right studio to do it, I don't know off the top of my head who that would be, but that could be a really, really good Xbox series again.
Yeah.
I think we actually have something in the office that was like built for Mech Assault or.
Steel Battalion. Is that what you're
Steel
thinking?
Well, that's
Battalion,
yeah,
you're right, yeah,
that's
you-
something else
Controller,
entirely.
yeah.
But that was like it's like
I'm totally fine
actual
with that
mech-
game never coming back. Because it came back as a Kinect game and it was trash.
I reviewed
yeah,
it.
he
Shocking
reviewed it,
numbers.
I remember.
Literally broken.
The first review I ever did for IGN was my initiation.
Nice, yeah.
And wow,
It's called hazing.
that's one of the worst games I've ever played.
Because it's
Because
legitimately broken.
it just didn't work.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't finish the game. I finish every game I review because a film critic wouldn't walk out of a movie 2/3 of the way through and be like, 2 stars.
Yeah.
But I couldn't finish it. I think it was about half or 2/3 of the way through, and there was this mission that was literally impossible. I did it 100 times.
Sometimes I would.
And I went online
100 times.
and talked to other reviewers, and none of them could get past it either.
Yeah, sometimes I get worried when a Kinect game messes up that I'm actually dead. And that I don't exist anymore, and that's
Maybe.
why the camera's not picking me
It
up.
doesn't.
Steve-
Or you're a
Yeah.
vampire.
Yeah, I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you what happened when I was trying to review Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance?
I don't think so. Do
So
tell.
for some reason, I thought that you couldn't. Like someone had told me on Twitter that you couldn't parry attacks that were yellow or orange, which are heavy attacks.
Yeah.
So I went into that game just thinking that I could not parry heavy attacks, meaning that I had to dodge them or run away from them.
That's a terrible way to play that game.
And I got fairly far through and then had to email PR and be like, I cannot get through this. Like, I'm having so much trouble. He's like, that's not even a boss fight. Why are you having trouble? You parrying? And I was like, I thought I couldn't parry
Why were you friends with
heavy
liars?
attacks. He was like, how did you even get that far? Like, what? It was like, oh my God. Like, it took me like, I don't know, probably 20 hours to get through what would have taken someone like 5 hours normally. And I wasn't playing on a hard difficulty. And I was just like ripping my hair out thinking that I couldn't parry anything. I was like, why didn't I just try?
that's so funny.
Oh, it was awful.
yeah, stop hanging out with
And then I
liars.
did, and it was great. Well, I think someone was trolling me and like thought that I wouldn't fall for it, and I totally did.
Yeah.
I trust people too much. It's a problem.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
great.
He lies
So-
to me all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
But I immediately say that it was a lie.
That's true.
so you're like an honest liar.
Yeah.
Put that on your business card.
Yeah. I'm trying to get her to stop trusting people.
It's. It
Oh,
doesn't.
that's what
It's
you're
like
doing.
training a dog.
Yeah, it usually doesn't
Wait,
end well. Trusting people.
No, this
But
is good.
dogs.
Sean, what's the franchise that you would like to bring back?
I don't know if it counts as a franchise, but I don't actually have a good answer for this, but I think there was a Fusion Frenzy 2, which makes Fusion
You're not
Frenzy...
going here, are you?
Yo, Fusion Frenzy is awesome, man.
You started with yo, it's legit.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
I don't know about you guys, but
I had
some
tons
of
of
my
fun with Fusion.
best Xbox memories are me and my friends not intoxicated because we were...
Because that would be illegal at the time.
Yeah, playing like some of those. I mean, a lot of the mini games in that game are bad, but there's
Yeah.
some really good ones. Like for instance, the one where you're like running up the side of a screw. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to jump or duck underneath like things, and it goes faster and faster and faster. And the more hits you take, the further down the screw you get until you eventually die, which is awesome. And then there's another one when you're on a platform and you're in this ball that you kind of have to like roll around and knock other people off the platform.
I feel like that could exist on like a Wii.
Great
in
party
this age.
games, man. Like,
Yeah, totally.
It's just like it's one of those things that like you would have it on at a party and the controllers would be sitting there, and sometimes people would be playing, other times they wouldn't be, but you could just sit down next to someone who you weren't talking to or hadn't been talking to that night, play a couple of games, and it's like really easy to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
So anyone can do it. They're fun, man.
To me,
We have a thing for that. It's called Rock Band.
yeah.
Yeah, but that takes focus and effort. Like if you sit down next to someone who's like, "Hey, have you never played Rock Band before?" Like they're gonna fail. They're gonna ruin the experience, and it's gonna be like you have to like
That's
train them
kinda
to do
true.
it.
To me, Fusion
In
Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy, it's like A, to jump over this thing, B, to duck under that thing.
I
It's
just
just
feel
two
like
buttons.
Fusion Frenzy.
Dream bigger.
Yeah, Fusion Frenzy is Mario Party for the Mountain Dew Baja Blast generation.
I mean, yeah, the Wii totally dominates party games right now. Like, I can't even think of anything that's like Fusion Frenzy.
I mean,
On
the Wii
PS4
did.
or
Well,
Xbox.
this
I don't
is
think the Wii U does.
that would
If
make
I have a party, the only console that I'm going to play is Wii U.
well. That question should have been what,
Well,
not
64.
just Xbox franchise then, because we're talking about Xbox franchises.
Yeah, go back to
Got you
NBC.
What? That doesn't seem relevant.
You said if you had a choice to do party games, you'd pick Nintendo games, which I would agree with. But
No. My point of discussion there is just that we don't really have anything like that
I mean, we have,
on anything
yeah, we
but
have
Wii.
Towerfall and
Oh,
we
that's
have
true.
Nidhogg,
Nidhogg. Yeah. But that's...
The Witness.
The Witness is a great party game.
Snake chasing is
I have
something
played
that's
that.
great for,
Yes.
for parties.
Nidhogg, my gosh,
Yeah, it's a really good fighting game.
I
Yeah, and you
remember.
can play like tournaments.
It was
on
our
Nidhogg.
game of the month when we did
Our-
game of the month.
Which was a terrible choice.
Yeah,
Because it was over Broken Age.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
remember that.
See?
I'm glad Game of the Month is
Nidhogg
dead.
won over Broken Age?
Yes,
Yeah.
and Ryan and I were like,
like,
what is
what's
happening?
wrong with you
I think
people?
Ryan and I
Yeah.
were the only, I think it came out late in the month, and Ryan and I were the only people who like actually played through it, and we're like, and Nidhogg, you could just set up in the office and have fun. In
Everyone
in
can get
5
it
minutes.
straight.
30
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan and I were like, I think we quit for 12 hours.
yeah.
No, we
that
came
was
back.
that was
stopped
a
doing
protest.
Game of the
Protest
Month.
resignation.
because no one ever played the games.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, let's call it there for that segment.
Yeah, so to follow up on my question from before.
Oh,
What's everyone's
Oh.
favorite original Xbox game?
Halo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
yeah.
well, this will be a short segment.
Well,
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna do a weird one. Jet
KOTOR.
Set Radio Future.
Oh,
That's also a series I want to come back.
That's a good.
That
yeah.
is a good one to
Yeah,
come back.
and I don't know, Sega still owns that. I mean, that was an Xbox
Presumably.
exclusive, but
I would think Sega still owns it.
Yeah, that would be so gorgeous. You get-
Now, Jet
Yeah.
Set Radio Future,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, you could just play Sunset Overdrive.
That's what it would look like.
All right,
But I
that's a
feel
decent
like
point,
it's not-
actually.
it
Sunset
doesn't-
Its
Overdrive is
soundtrack
so
was so
good.
Jet Set Radio's soundtrack though is like next level good.
dude,
Yeah.
I still feel like it has a different vibe.
So
to
Sunset
Sunset.
Overdrives, man.
Yeah, Sunset
it?
Overdrive had that like punk thing,
The-
which I'm not a
yeah.
huge fan of compared to like the weird Japanese.
That's a good point.
also,
actually.
the original Jet Set Radio had Dragula, the hit Robert Zombie song.
Nice. Yeah, Sunset Overdrive is tonally really punk.
Dig through the ditches and
Yep.
burn through the
Yep.
witches
Burn through the
and
witches.
slam
Yep.
in the back of my Dragula.
It's really good.
We're gonna get copyright strike
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you were so
Yeah,
perfect.
that's it.
YouTube.
This can't be on
Perfect.
YouTube now. Yeah, I mean, I would go Chaos Theory. I mean, that, again, for exactly the reasons I said. It was 3 9 out of 10 games, 9+ out of 10 games in one game.
27 out of 10.
27 out of 10. Totally not sorry that I gave it a 9.9 out of 10, which was the highest score OXM ever gave anything when it was on that point scale.
That's awesome.
I knew. It's funny when you do this for a little while, you kind of get that spidey sense where we could be at a preview event and see something, and you can generally with reasonable accuracy, like when if something's special, you kind of can see it right away.
Yeah.
And I remember being at a preview event for Chaos Theory, and I was just like, this is going to be real good.
Yeah.
This is going to be incredible. And it was.
As reviewers, is there anything that has defied your expectation in that regard? Like, if you previewed something or saw an event and been like, that kind of is not that cool, and then you played the whole thing and it was like, whoa.
Oh, totally
yeah.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Wolfenstein, because they had us preview that opening level, and that opening level
part,
super
which is
sucks.
the worst part of the game.
And when I previewed it, the difficulty was like not tuned yet, and it was so impossible.
Yeah.
And it was the one moment at a preview event where I like started to get mad at people because I'm like, this is unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it at E3 in the booth, and they put me in. It wasn't the beginning, even though when I finally played the game, I hated the beginning. And
So bad. It's like the first 3 hours.
no, just the
like
first hour.
It's
feel
like
like it's
it's like
longer
an
than that.
extended
Up
mission.
till when the credits roll.
And
Like,
when you get into the hospital, like when you
I think
get
the
out of
part
the
where I
workshop.
started to like it was the choice.
yeah.
well,
That's the
exactly,
end of
which
the
is
first
where the
mission.
credits roll. Right
Is that
after
like
that.
only an hour?
Yeah, it's like an hour.
Maybe
yeah.
because I hated it so much, it felt longer.
If the game had literally started there, it would have lost nothing, and
That's
it would
so
have been a
true.
better game. That everything that comes before that adds nothing
And
to the
it
game.
teaches you flying mechanics and you never fly again.
Yeah, really dumb.
Why?
Real dumb.
Yeah.
Just cut it out. God, that game's good.
Cut it out.
Uncle Jay. It was Full House. It was a television series in the 90s that
never
took place in San Francisco.
I've never seen Full House.
That's
so
fine.
that-
You've
it
been
was
to-
like, did you guys just what? What?
It took place on Alamo
Did y'all
Square.
just have strokes?
I think I remember you tweeting about rewatching
Strokes.
the newer Full House.
I
Fuller
saw
having
a
not watched.
part of Full House, and I hated
It was so bad.
much.
It's
I also just didn't understand any references, so there were like pauses for laughter that I was like, what? Why? And like someone would walk into a room like a character I didn't
And
know,
everyone
and
would
everyone
cheer.
would be like, ah! I'd be like,
who is that?
is this somebody's
Who are you?
dad?
Yeah.
God, it was
Where were we
awful.
again? Where did we leave off with this conversation?
Favorite Xbox game.
Oh, favorite.
No, this is
and
actually
yeah,
now
I-
the Full House podcast.
the
Full House cast.
Hey.
Wasn't
Nailed
great.
it.
No, it did. It felt good at first, and then
Yeah, I
after,
agree.
like,
You
upon
thought about
second
it and it
opinion,
wasn't-
yeah.
yeah.
Ew. Let's
sorry about
roll past that one.
Yep.
Yeah, Chaos Theory, unbelievable game at the time, and it was. I wish that's why it makes me sad that series has been so few and far between ever since.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess it's better than them just crapping out a mediocre game every year, but we'll always have Chaos Theory, I guess.
Aw.
What
Yeah,
are your choices?
Mine's definitely Fable 1.
Even though Fable 2 is objectively better.
Absolutely,
strongly disagree.
Marty's correct.
The combat in the first one is much better.
Yeah, but you get a dog.
I only ever played the first one.
It's very good. I think like just a large part of my fondness for it is when I was playing it going to school and having people be like, "Where are you up to? What choice did you make here?" And talking about like the different types of armor that we had. And I think because that was one of the first probably RPGs that I ever played, I would think
Wow.
that was huge. Like having that community and people talking about different things like that affected me a
They
lot.
probably would, because you had an N64 before then.
Yeah.
That's not like that was
I
not
also,
an RPG system.
I mean, I played
True.
PC games, but not many. It was
Yeah.
like I spent most of my time on Age of Empires, so it's like that didn't really count. People spoke about that a lot, but not in the same kind of
Yeah.
way. It wasn't like, oh yeah, if you open this demon door, you get this. Like I loved that. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
Tail one's real good.
Yeah.
Marty?
I think, yeah, I mean,
You said Jet Set.
yeah, but KOTOR probably.
That's
I
what
was
I was
hoping
hoping
yeah.
I was
because if you
guessing
didn't-
you were going to say
Yeah, if you
Avatar.
didn't say it, I was going to bring it up.
Yeah.
Still my favorite role-playing game of all time.
Yeah,
We
it's
gotta
up
do a
Ooh.
Let's Play that. For sure.
All of it?
No.
Favorite
Can we just take a couple days
RPG.
off?
More than that. It's a 40-hour game.
Can we take a week off?
You can do that in 2 days. Just it's fine. That's how time works. You sleep 8 hours. It's fine.
What? That's not how time works at all.
Australia's weird.
Australia's very weird.
It's fine.
Very weird.
Yeah, KOTOR was the characters and the story were so good.
Yeah.
Like technically, that game was nothing. Technologically, I mean, that game was nothing to necessarily write home about. It was fine.
Yeah.
Like I remember the frame rate not being super great, and the character, the world, the graphics were fine, but the story and the characters
Yep.
were so good, and that the light and dark side elements of that game,
Yep.
we'd never really seen anything like that before,
Yeah, because it was a pre-Mass Effect world.
and pre-Fable,
Pre-Fable.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was 2003, I believe, for KOTOR, the first one. and Fable was
year
05.
after.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, God, that was a late Xbox game.
It was.
Yeah.
Turned out. Yeah, I was so evil. I was so dark side in that game because no game had ever allowed me to succeed by being
True.
evil before.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see how it would go. And it was... So I always took the worst choice I could possibly
the
take.
exact opposite.
And I continued that through Mass Effect because I had such a good time doing it in KOTOR.
That's terrible, Ryan. You shouldn't admit to that.
No,
It's
it's,
a video
so much
game.
fun. What-
It's a
I
power
loved
fantasy.
being
in Mass
Yeah.
Effect, one of the renegade options allows you to punch out this reporter who's like giving you
One of
lip.
the
You
most
guys
famous
remember this?
female reporter, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
Which would not go over well.
It's just funny
today.
because it doesn't the choice, and I replayed this again recently, but the choice doesn't indicate that you're going to use physical violence at all. It just says, shut her up. Which I guess maybe it indicates a little bit, but just like, it was not, it's not a moment you were expecting at all.
Right.
And when it happened,
Especially
I
you
was
could be playing as
floored.
femship in that moment. And then it's just...
So that's an interesting question. Is that more or less or equivalently acceptable
What, now?
or ever?
I mean, it's definitely more shocking and controversial to have a male character punching a female character in the face.
I mean, I would agree. I think that thought process nowadays might be an interesting discussion. Like, if it
I
should
think
be
that
more
would have
shocking or
never,
less shocking.
ever made the game. It would have never
think so
made it
either.
off
Yeah.
the whiteboard had that game been designed today.
My like only issue with stuff like that is young people playing it and finding it very funny. It's like,
Oh, I thought it was hilarious.
so did I, right? So I
But
thought that
not
was
because
very
it's
funny too.
not just because it's a man assaulting women. That's not the funny part. The
because
funny
it
part is
was-
it comes out of literally nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also found it very funny. But then, yeah, my only issue with it is like a kid playing it and a woman gets hit in the face and then it's like, haha, that's hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, I don't like kids associating anyone being
Thinking
punched
that's
in the
an
face.
entertaining
Right. And then not
thing.
taking assault seriously or
Right.
not taking domestic violence seriously. But we also don't know if that would actually.
I think that there's a feature in there, Marty, of things that game
Things in games
moments
that would never have
moments that
happened
would
in
never happen
in
today.
2016.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
What are some others?
I would have to think about it, but I
That is a really good
guarantee
feature.
that there have to be some
There's all
things
sorts
like
of stuff,
that.
not even just games related, but like we had
Oh, the Final Fantasy VII. The.
The Honeybee Club.
Yes,
Yes,
I don't know how to even-
absolutely.
yeah.
That would. I mean, I'm super curious if that's going to be in the remake. You cross-dress in a mission, and in theory, a man. You have sex with a man.
It's kind of implied.
It's implied that Cloud has sex with the owner of this club.
Yeah, you know, when I played that though as a kid, I just didn't understand.
Oh, I totally didn't understand
like-
it. And then when I replayed the game on iPad, I was like, "Oh man, he
right. So
totally
I
bangs
played it
this
again
club
when it
owner."
came
why
out
don't you
on
think that would
PC.
make it?
Because it's the
I
main
haven't played
character
the game.
cross-dressing, and then kind of have, in order to proceed with the mission, having to have sex with this guy.
Prostitute
It also
himself.
seems
And have to
like-
prostitute himself out in order to
Also seems like it's not entirely consensual.
Yeah.
So it
I'm
just kind
so
of,
curious to see how Square handles that in the remake.
it's so weird.
Because there's no way it could be there, right?
No, I don't think so.
That's a good
it's
one.
super
We got
strange.
2 for the list.
It's like when that happened, I don't even remember that. And then I played it again when it came out on PC, which would have been, 4 years ago? Maybe 5 years ago? And was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, that happened? What?
Yeah.
It's just so strange.
The fireworks at the end of Super Mario Brothers level because of the fireworks injuries that have occurred.
Right.
Yeah.
The football
Yeah.
player blown his finger off.
Yeah.
that
yeah.
actually happened?
I don't know, probably.
A football player making like
It's Mario's
10
fault.
million bucks a year was personally handling live fireworks on the 4th of July and blew off his thumb.
I mean, that seems like his own fault, though, right?
It's
Oh,
absolutely
it's
his
Also-
fault.
it's Darwinism, absolutely.
To
It's-
lose your thumb
but he's
is
still playing.
the
To his
worst
credit,
finger.
he
How?
puts a cast. He puts a big cast on it, like his hand's
But
broken.
he uses it and he just clubs people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like he can't tackle as well as he used
American
to, but he's
football's weird.
still in the league, still playing.
Sorry, it's not as
Oh,
bad
he's
as
a
rugby.
tackler. He's not like a quarterback.
He's a
or something.
defensive lineman.
Okay.
At
Yes.
least he doesn't have a thumb now.
Yeah, that was butt.
Are we bringing? Are we
We got
rugby?
back to the rugby
Back to
butt
the
jokes.
rugby.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
happened.
I guess the other thing I wanted to say about KOTOR, going down the evil track, was I remember one scene in the game. I wish I could remember it more specifically, but you could actually triple cross someone. Like it went that far.
Yeah.
You could.
Oh, yeah.
You like told someone you were going to do something. then you went to somebody else and double-crossed that person, but then you could go and double-cross that, like, double-cross the person that you double-crossed. Yeah. And I was just like, this game's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had HK-47, who was one of the best characters.
Human meatbag.
Yes.
It was very rude.
So
KOTOR is amazing.
My experience with KOTOR was playing it at a friend's house for a pretty long period of time. I don't know how it would hold up now.
Well, it's turn-based, which is not sort of
like I definitely
as kosher these days. It's
I associate the word KOTOR with kosher.
it's not as kosher.
Turn-based stuff is slow these days.
Yeah, it's because even Mass Effect 1, you could pause, and then in Mass Effect 2, that went away real quick.
I mean, even Final Fantasy is not turn-based anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
But it would be interesting. We should totally revisit. I know it's on our list. We made a list of
giant list
for unlocked plays.
It's a disgusting.
Actually, we should mention we have one up now. That's 2 hours of Marty and I playing We Happy Few.
Yeah, let's. We're all over the place today, so let's talk about that. Yeah, because I played a little bit of it, and you guys played it as well. It's the game preview build.
Yes,
which definitively states, at least in the PR notes that we got with our copy, it's not even close to all of the game.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a little piece of the narrative that's at the beginning of this build, but then the final game has a full narrative in it. Yeah. So this is effectively half a game.
I feel like it still has a little more than what was just at the start. I think there is a little more than that because there's the thread of you trying to get off that first island and find out who won Simon Says.
No, I mean, there's definitely there's I don't know, if this is a game you're excited about, you pay $30 now, and then you are going to get the game now, which we played for 2 hours and still had a ton left to do, obviously.
It started off for me when we started playing as I was confused. So I love the story stuff that we started.
Let's back up for a quick second. Okay. This is game. A lot of people were buzzing about it at E3. It showed really well on Microsoft stage.
Sort of felt like that Orwellian Bioshock.
Yeah.
There you go.
The one with all the smiles.
Take us in.
Yeah. And so, it starts with that same sort of very guided narrative piece that you saw at E3, but then it opens up.
Take your joy.
Yeah.
There were a couple of choices, and we made the same choices that they made at the E3 trailer.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you make other choices if things will be a little bit different.
Probably would end up the same, yeah.
But then it opens up and it becomes a sort of survival, crafting, resource managing roguelike.
It took us a really long time to really figure out what we were supposed to do at all or how anything worked, but then when we did, I still want to play it. I want to play more of it. I'm not going to because
I kind of want to wait and just play the game eventually.
I don't want to burn myself out because I think I'm going to love this game.
But I think if you do buy it now, you don't pay anymore.
Oh, no. If you pay $30 now, you are going to be able to play it whenever you want, even when it's finished.
So, I played 2 hours. I didn't want to stop playing after that 2 hours. And obviously, whenever it comes out, which we think is like a year away.
They said 2017. They don't think they've said when.
Yeah.
It's so hopefully it just has like a more streamlined. There was some issues that we had.
And there's a ton. I mean, in a year, there's so much they can clean up. They're paying attention. Yes, they're paying attention to user feedback. It's going. The UI is going to be fixed. Bugs and glitches are going to be fixed. But at its core, it has a lot of really cool ideas. I really like the atmosphere of the world.
Yeah,
you killed a runner named Crazy Legs.
I did.
I did too.
It took a very long. How did you kill him?
Chased him down and beat him with my fists.
Me too.
It was literally in the final minute of our stream
because he kept throwing up.
She finally caught him
throughout the throwing up. He kept showing up. We did throw up.
Yeah.
Throughout the 2 hours of the stream, you would hear his bells. So for context, there's a character that's like a side quest that you need to catch this guy Crazy Legs. And he kept just showing up, and I could never catch him because he would always outrun me.
Yeah.
And then in the last 10 seconds of the stream, I actually got him.
You finally had a punch connect, and it staggered him enough for you that you were just able to beat him to death.
Punch him, and I did, and I was very, very proud of that.
Yeah, it was real good.
It was pretty great.
So you can check out that 2 hour stream, the Let's Play on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, youtube.com/IGN Unlocked. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
It was a weird mix of it's funny, the people in the streams on IGN, because there are people who have no idea who we are, who just know of IGN, who would watch and be like, what are you talking about? It's also very strange.
You're like, why are you talking during the game? You're like, well, it would be weird if we just played the game, the camera was on us, and we were silent.
But then we were also doing it in, knowing that it would be for people who listen to Unlocked, which is meaning that we are the same as we are here, basically, right?
Yeah.
So it was a really weird mix of crowds, people who knew who we were and people who didn't. And it was probably the best thing about streaming, because that's only my 3rd time doing it. I very rarely do it. As people help.
Yeah.
We were we can't find this damn doll, this insane dude in the middle of a field. needs you to find a member of his secret organization.
It was his
and
wife.
It's
The doll
just
was
a
his
doll
wife.
named Peachy. So you have to like break into, or just walk into really a house, and it's like upstairs in the house. But
And we couldn't find it. And then people in the chat were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you got to do this to go
This is
grab
where
it."
you go and get her. And
was
it's like,
really nice.
sweet, thank you, we
Nice.
found Peachy. But basically, as soon as you leave that little vault downstairs, or the start of the game, you just walk into this environment that's just like really messed up. But there's a lot of stuff that I still don't understand. It's like there's no real guidance. You just run into side quests, and I don't really know how the procedurally generated thing works yet.
Yeah, I kind of want to restart it
Well,
and
I
see
think
how different
isn't
the world is.
world procedurally like the actual geography?
I think it's.
just
I think
the layout
there's
of the map?
there's like an
think.
X amount of pieces, and it's sort of just randomly will place
Yeah.
the pieces. So there will be a building here as opposed to a park here
Which
in
is
your game as opposed
like,
to a fountain here.
That's what Diablo does.
Yeah.
for its
Yeah.
dungeons.
Yeah.
and it's the same thing.
It just seems unnecessary. Like
Well,
I don't know
it
if that's
enhances
technically
it's
difficult
for the
but
replayability. It just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
whenever
so that you can't just look at a guide and be like, oh, go to these 3 places and
Right.
you'll get all the items you need.
yeah, that's true. You have to find them yourself, and,
Yeah.
and the starting map wasn't that big, but.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, so everything is like falling apart. Obviously, there are some abandoned houses. I mean, some of them are inhabited. Some people were attacking us for reasons that we didn't really understand. You would walk into
was your
someone's
fault.
house even though it was abandoned, and then they would attack
She likes
you.
Gears of War 2. Get her!
It's just you, Ryan. People in We Happy Few don't. They also like Gears of War.
That's
2.
in a world
How do you
before
know?
Gears of War 2 was made. They absolutely.
They're on
Logic.
drugs. They are on drugs. That's why they like Gears
Well,
of
we
War
think
2.
actually
fine.
that the people that we were encountering were people who weren't on drugs. They were the downers, and so therefore they are all. I don't know. They're all just really messed up. It's super interesting. I have no
Yeah.
idea what's really happening in that world, but I love it.
Yep.
I'm very excited about it. I think it's $30 is a lot for preview or early access, but
But it's also $30, and then you're going to get the finished game
exactly.
in a year.
So
And I bet the finished game in a year is going to be 60. A lot of times they do that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
So I think that just kind of depends on the individual. It's up to you.
Cool. Love the impressions. We've got many more unlocked plays we want to get to. Got a whole plan for it. Not going to say what that plan is because then if things change, people just get mad because they get there.
No.
Yeah. That never happens
People would
online,
never
right?
do that.
I'm gonna get mad. But it is going to be super fun. I'm going to play a bunch of stuff.
Ryan, we've had a 52-minute first segment.
Yeah, we did it. So much for the slow news week.
Yeah.
Slayed that dragon.
Yeah.
I want to just give a quick plug real quick to the new episode of IGN Unfiltered, which posted this week, the monthly chat show I've been up to. Robbie Bach is the guest this month, who of course was the original chief Xbox officer. He told some cool stories from back in the day of what they almost called the 360. He has a really interesting answer. I asked him, in hindsight, would you do anything different about the Japan market that was so tough for you guys to crack? And I did not expect his answer.
That's a really good question.
It was a really interesting answer, and it made a lot of sense. So check that out on YouTube, on IGN, and then I'm going to upload it to iTunes probably by the time you hear this. So, cool. Of course, the iTunes version we don't get anything for. So maybe watch the video, put it on the background. That'd be great.
No.
Help us keep the lights on.
Help us keep the lights on. And finally, just want to say thank you to everybody. We've got a ton of great feedback. While you guys were out, we had the Xbox One S. I'm going to have a review of that next week. It's out next week. It's due in. We're supposed to be getting ours later this week. So the whole point of it is that it does 4K Blu-ray playback and including HDR. But HDR is not this simple, just buy any TV with HDR. Turns out anyway, everybody that heard the show last week knows. So we had a really interesting discussion. I'd done a bunch of research, learned a lot about the whole 4K HDR thing. We had a segment on it, and apparently a lot of people found it super helpful. So I'm glad we could do that. Our TV, by the way, is here. It's downstairs. I'm very excited to go play with it.
I've reviewed like a little bit of hardware. I've never reviewed a console. How do you do that? Is that hard?
I mean,
I hate reviewing hardware.
Yeah, it's not as cut and dry, certainly, as a game review.
I would think it's more cut and dry.
I don't think so, because
There's very little that's subjective about it, right? Stuff either works or it doesn't.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
but it's is it the issue of whether it's worth your money is still a subjective thing because
True.
there
That's totally
is an existing Xbox One product that's currently actually $249, by the way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which I guarantee they're just clearing out the old inventory
Yeah.
of the old
Totally.
larger Xbox Ones. So
Do you like comment on the design?
Yeah, we'll talk about the design. I want to measure decibel levels because, of course, the original Xbox, if you want to complain about its size, go for it. But it's, as we've said, it's the quietest console, modern console that has fans in it that we've ever seen. Yeah, there'll be the what else? What else are we going to talk about with it besides
How cool its white is.
Yes.
Yo, it does look really cool in white.
It does.
But yeah, we'll be
Also,
reviewing it.
like not just the white, but the design of the console itself is really like the sharp, clean, straight edges.
Yeah.
Like looks
Yeah,
really
various
clean.
textures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they have it's like where it's a vent, right? But it looks like it's just
Cheese?
texture.
Looks
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
cheese.
cheese grater.
Yeah. Like that looks really cool.
10 out of 10 looks like
Big
cheese.
fan of cheese.
I'll talk about the Kinect situation. It needs
Yeah.
that adapter, which I don't
do we
even
have that? It's not even out yet, is it? Well, no.
You know what?
Wait,
You've
wait,
reminded
what's
me.
the
I
deal?
probably need to see if Microsoft can
You
send
need
one
an
over
adapter
because
in order to use Kinect.
I use a Kinect at home
And it has to have a PowerPoint.
Yeah, I do
also.
too.
for the excellent voice commands.
I misconnect so much all the time.
Counterpoint.
All the time.
Everyone's fine without it.
But my parents, the reason that I don't have Kinect is because my mom and my stepdad do, and they don't know how to use the Xbox without Kinect. What do you mean everyone's fine without it? They
Yeah.
literally don't know how to use it without Kinect.
Teach them to fish.
But it's easier to just be like, you say this command and it'll
It's
do that.
easier to give a man a fish than teach him to fish.
That
Alana.
doesn't seem relevant.
Totally. That's absolutely relevant. The controller is a fish. Or is
I'm-
a controller is learning how to fish.
But if they can use it with Kinect,
Yeah,
a
but what happens
controller
when
is
they
the
need to fish?
fishing pole.
Yeah, what happens when they need to fish?
they don't really like fishing. They're not fishing people.
Why? There
They like go
isn't
play
Australia
golf.
the
Australia's an
golf
island.
is just fishing but on land. What are you talking about? You got a rod and then the ball is like the fish?
But then
The hole is you consuming
trying to
the
get
fish?
it away.
No,
Look,
but then you walk
anyway,
towards it.
My parents can only really use the Xbox with Kinect. And I think that's a testament to Kinect.
You guys should learn how to fish.
And
Try golf.
One other thing is Brandon, Tyrell, and I we got a little crazy.
Uh-oh.
We got a little
Oh.
crazy. Yeah. You know
Ooh.
the Xbox Design Lab, the custom
Oh, yeah.
controllers?
Yes.
Oh,
So that is up now.
Oh, it's up.
I'm going to spend so much money, god damn it.
Well, you just bought hundreds of dollars of Batman toys, so
I did,
your
yes.
will is clearly not strong.
Correct.
That's the first step.
I thought you were talking about her will like when she dies. I bequeath my Batman toys and my custom
You know what
controller.
will makes me think of Fable. Your will is not strong.
Yeah.
It's true. I haven't leveled that up yet.
So we made a controller that you'll see because we're going to give it away on this show.
Hey.
But we're making a video. We're sort of unboxing it, showing it off. It's actually supposed to be here like now. It's supposed to have just
so
arrived.
exciting.
So it's special. It's one of a kind, sort of, maybe. Theoretically not. Actually, theoretically anybody could make it. But
Right now, it's one of a kind.
right now it's one of a kind. So yeah,
Probably.
we're going to look for that video on IGN because it's going to be good.
I don't know what it looks like, but judging on your tone, but it's real ugly.
I think it's real ugly also.
That's what I'm gonna. If I was a betting man, I'd be betting on real
I
ugly.
think it's probably real ugly,
yeah.
Shh, don't ruin it.
God, it's just like I have had a bunch of custom controllers. I had one that had like lots of parts of it lit up in different like LED rotations, and you could press the back button and make it do like different. I've had like tons of custom controllers from different websites. They usually don't work very well because obviously it's people pulling apart a controller, customizing it, putting it back together. So like certain buttons didn't work.
But in
the
theory, this
bumpers
would
were
work just
always
fine,
stuck.
right?
These ones should
It's
work
first party.
First
perfectly.
party,
They're first
yeah.
party, so it's like I'm so excited.
Yeah, we
about it.
made the ugliest controller we could possibly. Like we sat in the configurator thing and was like, what are the most hideous color combinations we can put together on this
very
thing?
excited
And then
about
there's
this.
a very special engraving on the front of it too, because you can get like a 15 character.
It's like, oh, ugly
Thing on there.
duckling.
It just says barf in lowercase.
what is the cost of custom built controllers for this program?
I believe it's
And does it vary?
it's either 70 or 80. I actually don't remember.
okay.
Yeah,
And
that's not
then
too
but
bad.
then the engraving is like 10 extra if you decide to get that. I can't quite remember the exact. I have it all written
And
down.
you can put a scratch and sniff on the back for an extra $12.
Nice.
Yeah.
Finally, video game smell-o-vision.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
taken long enough. The Earthbound strategy guide had smell-o-vision.
That's right. All right, let's finally move on. Now that it's been an hour, there's just a
We
couple
did
of
it!
couple of dumb news stories. Hey, I know I shouldn't say that, but it's whatever. I don't care if you listen to the rest
I
of
mean,
the show or
prior to
not.
Gamescom, we're just not going to have much news.
It's
really.
probably going to be
or
pretty
even
quiet.
at Gamescom because they're not doing a press
Yeah,
conference.
on Beyond, you at least get No Man's Sky to talk about.
Yeah, that's right.
All we can
Well,
talk about is
And there's a big indie coming out every week.
I was real sad about that. I tweeted
Sony.
about that there was not going to be a Gamescom Microsoft press conference.
I mean, if we have trouble finding stuff to talk about, either people in comments on YouTube or on the Facebook group, feel free to suggest topics.
Sure.
Or
Evergreen
we
stuff.
can just play through some of the games that we're just about to talk about and give
Yeah.
impressions of those.
All right, we'll be right back. Do a little bit of dumb news for you right after this. All right, let's move on with whatever it is we're doing here. I've lost track.
I've been asking myself
Are
that for
you
the last
talking
6
about
years.
our lives?
I don't know what we're doing anymore. Summer Spotlight is back for Xbox, aka Summer of Arcade Light.
Hooray!
They did this.
Whipper
Remember, they
Arcade.
introduced this last year, and we were not thrilled about it. I mean, it's fine, but it's no Summer of Arcade.
Don't besmirch the name
Or
Summer
Winter
of
of
Arcade.
Arcade.
Yeah.
If you're in the
Winter
southern
of
hemisphere,
Arcade.
Winter
My
of
apologies
depending on where you live.
to the Australian in the room.
And the ones listening. There's more than one Australian in the world.
I said in the room.
The
I
only other
qualified.
Australian listening is your mom.
Well, she probably is listening.
You know, at least your mom listens to the show. Hi, Alana's mom. My mom doesn't listen to the show. She doesn't pay attention to what I do.
I feel like my parents listen to every episode of podcast I'm on. They watched the live stream yesterday.
Oh.
They have no idea what's ever happening.
Were they the ones putting mean comments in there?
Probably. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. You guys suck. Aw, Mom.
So they're going to be announcing week by week what is happening each week. But this week, they're just highlighting Kerbal Space Program, the Solus Project, Sword Coast Legends, We Happy Few, Dungeon Punks, Hyperlight Drifter, Action News Heroes, which is a new game. That's going to be, I think, actually, tomorrow? No, today that's supposed to be out. And then Uno. Uno's coming back,
love
you
Uno.
guys.
Uno.
Wasn't Uno the thing where people kept having sex on
Yep.
webcams? And
Or putting, like, dick pics and their butts and stuff
Yeah,
for their...
no, you could use
the
use
vision
Uno.
camera, the
Yeah.
Xbox Live vision camera to
Yeah.
to take a picture for your avatar.
You
pic.
could use Uno to show a nice dose.
People are truly terrible.
Like remember that South Park episode with Ass-Faith Kenny? Ass-Face Kenny? Or it was just... No,
No,
Marty?
I tapped out of that show after like 5 or 6 seasons. So.
You're missing out, man.
Am I?
You would no, you seriously you are.
It's a great show.
It has stayed awesome.
What about Frasier? I've never seen an episode of
I have
Frasier.
unfortunately
Neither have I.
watched a
I've never-
lot of Frasier in my time also. So there's that.
Why?
She likes Pinot Noirs.
Late night TV reruns. That's, yep.
And did Insomnia.
Anyway, Hyperlight Drifter is on this list also. I really want to check that out.
It's supposed to be good.
Yeah. We don't know.
Other than We Happy Few, I don't know what any of these games are. And I guess Kerbal Space
Space
Program.
Yeah, you
Program.
do.
Yeah.
We
Uno.
talked about Sword Coast Legends last week, sort of a...
Uno.
I was not here last
The
week.
Solus
Oh, right.
Project, I know that name.
And I do know Uno.
Oh,
'cause it's
the
card
review,
game.
yeah, the review went up on IGN for Solus Project. It's a first-person narrative adventure.
I feel like I've seen footage of it.
Yeah, and it got a solid review. I believe it was a 6.9 is what our guy gave it. Leif Johnson, who's one of our most awesome reviewers. Yeah, I forget what he said the negatives were, but it was good, not great, good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
And so yeah, we'll see what's going on in the subsequent weeks of this. They're doing a thing where if you spend $40, you'll get like 4,000 Xbox Live rewards points, which, okay, that's fine, but
What if one of these games was below?
have we talked to Nathan lately?
Yes.
Yeah. Did he say anything?
No.
No. Oh man.
Yeah.
Welp.
Rip.
Ugh.
I hope he's not listening.
He knows I'm excited for the game. It's fine.
When did we post the first 17 minutes of that? Was it a year ago?
That was 47 years ago. Yeah, it was just after the Korean War. We posted the opening below, and it was wonderful. Yeah.
Really helped a lot of people through a hard time.
I mean, seriously. How's America through a grieving process?
It is. I mean, it is unfortunate though that of how you can have a game that looks awesome taken in a vacuum by itself, but Below and Cuphead are now that Inside's out.
Remember Cuphead?
Below and Cuphead are the two I feel like that are just these games that everyone was super excited for because they look incredible. They look like they're going to be amazing video games, or they have the potential to be, but they've just been like Below has been just floating around for so long, and Cuphead they just keep showing. It's like at every convention, which I feel like is actually not doing it any favors anymore.
No.
There's that diminishing returns thing.
Yeah.
Where the
I
more
mean,
you see it, the less excited you
Even
get.
though they showed off something new the E3 with the platforming thing, but it's just like.
But I feel like one of the reasons I loved Oxenfree so much was because it was revealed and 7 months later it was out.
Yeah, you can only sustain the marketing train for that long, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And eventually you're going to run out of things
Even
to sell
Inside
people.
was
happened with
2
Watch Dogs.
years from, but there was nothing.
Yeah, they just went off the
like,
grid.
Yeah.
It was announced. It was like, holy crap, that looks, very Limbo-ish from the creators of Limbo. And then
the next time we
nothing.
saw it, it was like
in our hands.
Yeah, it was out.
It was literally on our
I guess
console.
a kind of similar thing happened with Zelda. Like, they announced Zelda Wii U a super long time ago, but then didn't tell us anything
And then at
until
E3, it was just totally
like,
opening the
play
kimono.
it.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
I think that's a good way to do that.
Well, but how many E3s has Zelda been at now? A few?
One.
3.
I mean, they skipped last year on purpose, right?
No,
Last year.
They didn't show it last year, did they? I don't think so.
I don't. Anyway.
But like my point is, it's only been actually seen at one, which I
Right,
think is a really
right.
good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is unfortunate that the way you, for lack of a better term, market a game, because when you decide to show it, it's still marketing. That
Yeah.
Something like Below and Cuphead can. I'm not saying people are down on it, but at least the excitement's just.
Yeah, and I mean, my thing
Diminished.
with Below though is like I love Super Time Force, and Sword and Sorcery is one of my favorite games
you're
of the last decade.
You're
and so-
confident when
yeah,
it does come.
I know those guys are super talented, so I'm like, well,
I mean, I feel the same way about Cuphead, but it's also
But-
if I would see it at a convention, I used to be like, "Holy crap, I can't wait to play it!" And now I'm just like, "Oh, it's Cuphead."
I mean, I don't feel that way about Cuphead because I'm really excited for Cuphead, but they don't have that pedigree.
oh sure,
They
Yeah, that's
didn't
fair.
make 2 of my favorite games
no,
of the
right,
last
right, right.
decade.
I think that's going to be good based on what I've played of it.
Sure. Yeah.
But I mean, even just strategy wise, like you want to, when you introduce something to a lot of fan fervor, you want to sustain that fervor for a little bit, and then you want to release the game at like the pinnacle of
And to
that
be
so that they
fair,
all buy that, right?
I'm sure the Nathan and Cappy and then the
Oh, yeah, of course.
studio.
It's not their fault.
They,
They're working as hard as they
They
can.
don't want it to take this long.
Yeah.
It's not. That was not their plan.
Didn't we get a release date for Cuphead finally?
No,
Or a
they
release
just
window?
they've always stuck to 2016, which the fact that it's late July, I'm very much in questioning right now.
Yeah.
Of course, as we always say, though, we're very lucky to live in an age where there are always a million other great games to play in the meantime. So when they come out, great, we'll be
totally,
ready for them.
totally.
There's no need to sweat it too much.
It's not the worst weight in the world.
That was a monster sneeze
Somebody
outside.
did
Terrifying.
just-
I thought I was the only one that was really
That might have
taken
been
aback
picked
by
up
that.
on mic.
Probably
That was
Jared.
Alex
That
Solomita.
was Alex, you're right.
It was probably Jared.
It's always Jared. He's not even here this week. I love that man. Shout out to
Speaking of the Xbox One S, which we talked about before, the first 2 bundles of the new S are on the way. Other than there's the Gears of War Special Edition, but that's out later. So coming up, we've got a Madden bundle. So Xbox has done a Madden bundle the last few years.
Yay.
$350 for the Xbox One S in the 1 terabyte variety.
Americans love their football.
America.
Their American football.
I'm making Pepper's face.
With a copy of the game. So it is it's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
you're essentially getting the game for free. Bless you.
Thank you.
You did it. Much less terrifying sneeze than Jared.
Now we just need Callie to come in and sneeze. She's got the
Callie and
cutest-
Miranda?
and Callie and Miranda
That's
are the
adorable.
they should
Very
have
nice
a
sneezes.
cute sneeze off because it's just like they
You sound
should-
like Pikachu.
It's true.
legitimately.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. So yeah, $350 for the 1 terabyte Madden bundle, and then there's a Halo Collection bundle coming. That's $300 if you just want the 500 gig console. Not recommended because 500 gigs is not enough. Especially those 2 games. How
can
much are
ins-
those 2 games going to take up, Sean?
I was
of that?
going to say you could install that one game and it would take up the 500
Well, it
gig hard
comes
drive.
with. Sorry, I didn't say. It comes with Master Chief Collection and Halo 5.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot of Halos.
that's a
That's
lot
like
of Halo and a lot of
100
hard drive space.
125 gigs right there. Something
Probably.
like that.
Yeah, that sounds about
Like
right.
Master Chief Collection is absurdly big. I think it's like 70 gigs.
That sounds correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
It's
so.
that big?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's bigger than the normal run-of-the-mill games.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause a bunch
Like
of games.
run-of-the-mill Xbox One game is like 35 or 40 gigs
Yeah.
nowadays. Like The Division was 40
Yeah.
gigs, and I think even Destiny is 45 or 50 gigs now.
Does the Master Chief Collections, like when I played through the campaigns. Does it still have that terrible multiplayer issues?
I think it's been
I actually haven't been in the multiplayer in a
band-aided
long
up,
time.
but
yeah.
I don't think
It's
it's
probably too late.
I don't think it's buttery smooth like
Yeah.
Halo had always been
Yeah.
in every Halo game
'Cause
prior.
It basically didn't work for the first month, and then because
Oh,
of that, I
longer
just
than
stopped
that, right?
trying. Well, that's
It was a
my point. Like, I
painful
stopped
road.
trying.
Yeah.
It's a painful road for that game.
It was hugely disappointing, and it caused you to change your review score. A lot of people were really angry about it. I think
Yeah, I got that one wrong. I still got it wrong
What?
in the end. I gave that game too high of a score,
What did you give it?
a 9. Because I thought
that's too
the
high.
campaigns are still, this is a
Yeah, I
great
mean-
pack, but it's I should have penalized the broken multiplayer a lot more than I did. I
Because
got that
it's-
wrong.
Yeah, I mean everyone gets stuff like that
Yeah.
wrong every now
But
and
I still kind of agree with the sentiment that all of the Halo campaigns in one package,
Particularly-
up-resed and
yeah.
like with new cinematics
And they're all-
for $60
Right.
is
Yeah.
still a
It is.
9
It is
to me.
Incredible.
It
you
is.
know?
So that's why
Yeah.
it's I don't like lie awake at night about it, but I would go back and change it. I mean, I wish I could. At the time, I wish I could have done it differently.
Yeah, but it is like all of those campaigns still play so well,
Oh,
and I
they're
play
amazing.
that all the time.
Yes.
Like that's the only thing I will never remove from my.
I
hard
love
drive.
going back into I still go back into Halo 1 and like switch from, you know how you can toggle using
Yeah.
a button just to like the old graphics versus the new graphics,
Oh, yeah.
like the anniversary
I do that
edition.
for lighting.
Yeah.
So the modern lighting stuff's a lot darker and you can't see as well. So I will switch back to old graphics because
And
obviously the
certain
shadows
dark-
aren't as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like use it to actually help me instead of using. the torch lighting.
I was one of the things I love the most about Master Chief Collection. I was surprised at how well Halo 2 as a campaign has held up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my god, the
because
cutscenes for Halo 2 was so
They're
pretty.
Blur
super
one, the
good.
Blur ones, yeah.
At the time, I remember loving the game, but then there was just that absolute gut punch of a ending or lack thereof. But I hadn't played the Halo 2 campaign in years prior to reviewing Master Chief Collection, and really kind of coming back at it with somewhat fresh eyes. Like, it's a really good campaign and a
Absolutely.
Mission
really
design
good
is
story.
really good.
The mission design's really
And
good,
the lore?
the
Yeah.
lore, the story, like it's the way the two threads with Arbiter and Chief
Yeah.
are kind of sort of running parallel and intersect
intersecting.
and
Yeah.
crisscross. It's really
It's a great game.
Joseph Staten. I
Yeah.
mean, and the team of Bungie, they really did. I mean, if that game had a proper ending on it, like it was originally supposed to have,
It would be the Gears of War 2 of the Halo series.
get off the
Yes.
show, just leave.
It came back.
You
I
can't
love
kick
it.
multiple people off the show.
The
You're gonna lose a
rule of
lot of
threes.
members.
I don't care. I'll do this by myself.
I think from like the numbered Halo games, Halo 2 is my favorite.
Really,
I think so.
I have to say 3.
I think 2's my favorite.
3 is
yeah.
not even close for me. It's like 1
We've
and
talked
2
about
I
this.
like
Yeah,
so much more.
Two gets the slight nod. 1's a better single player game for me overall, but
Goddamn librry.
yeah,
Yeah.
the library is horrible. But yeah, 2 with still a great single player campaign,
It's
other than
great.
the ending, and then the multiplayer was
Yeah.
literally, I mean,
Some of the
not
best.
in quite as grand a way as it sounds, but I mean, Halo 2 multiplayer changed my life. Like I've never played a multiplayer game longer, and that game kept my group of friends together playing every night
Yeah,
for
it totally happens.
months and months. Actually, probably a year.
I was a lot more like that with Gears 1,
Yeah.
but I think that's a release date thing. It's like I was just probably too young to play a whole lot of Halo Online when
Right.
it came out.
Right.
Yeah, those are all amazing games. The Master Chief Collection is incredible value. Like,
Yeah. So be warned if you buy it that multiplayer might not be the smoothest experience,
Yeah.
but. What you should do actually is play Halo 5's skip
Which
the
is-
Halo 5
yeah.
single player campaign.
Oh,
Trust
no,
me.
shit for
Don't
that.
skip it. It's not good, but
No,
it's
skip
still
it.
like pretty cool
Skip it.
at parts. That part where you're like running down the side of what are those called? I guess they're not like Titans. The Forerunners. It's a Forerunner. Yeah.
It's a 30-second good part of the game.
Yeah, but it's
at
real
at
cool.
the end, right before the terrible ending
yeah.
and the horrible boss fights at the end.
But
Yeah.
very good multiplayer.
Yes.
Oh, the multiplayer is
Best-
great. I
best
play
multiplayer since 2.
I mean, you probably see me online all the time. I play Halo every night, all the time. It's so much fun. We should start a Let's Play series here on IGN where we play Halo.
As long as I'm
So
on your
Sean's
team.
saying he wants to show off
I don't. I just want
What's
to play Halo against everyone.
and show everyone because he's really good.
I'm not that really.
Hey
good.
guys, can we play Counter-Strike as well?
Oh, I'll play Counter-Strike.
Right?
I love Counter-Strike.
All right, so there are your bundles. Look for, I'm sure, many more bundles. That's been an Xbox staple here for this generation.
Real quick question: is the S and Xbox One S stand for snakes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They,
Does it have
every
other snakes
console
inside
comes
of
with a snake.
There's a snake in my boot. Like,
The
oh,
snake runs
console.
circles
You know what's weird is the 360 Slim was called the Xbox 360 S as well, but
Yeah.
they did Microsoft did a better job of hiding it. Like they kind of didn't market it as the Xbox 360
Yeah,
S.
no one ever called it that.
But this one, they've been
Just
like,
straight up.
it's the Xbox One S, you guys.
Yeah.
It's been
That
just
is
strange
really
how they've,
strange.
for whatever
So
reason.
how many Xbox 360s were there? There was
3.
3. The first
Well-
one, and then the one that kind of like has that little dent in the
3
middle, and then the
designs
other
you're
one.
talking about,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause-
I mean, they were different
Yeah,
sizes
yeah.
and all that stuff. I really like the
Don't say the last one.
last one.
The
I
black
like it.
one?
I
Yeah.
remember
No, the
Ryan.
last one-
I did an unboxing
Did you shoot
with
that
Ryan.
video?
Yeah,
The Wii
and
U.
Ryan hated it.
Why?
It's terrible.
So small.
He took it out and he was like, I can't. You were legitimately frustrated. You were like, I can't believe that they would even think that this is a good idea. Like, who did this? Like, it was so funny.
didn't
Go back and watch that video.
It didn't have a
Some type
like
of-
an optical port, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
It was like they dropped one of the ports, one of the important ports.
I mean, yeah, okay, that's fair. I just mean I like the way it looked from the front. I never had it, so.
yeah. I mean, it was. I liked the 360S, the first Slim.
Yeah.
With
God,
the
my-
touch power button, which they got rid of
Ding.
on the second Slim.
But my favorite thing about the original one was that I could just take my hard drive out, take it to someone else's house,
Yeah.
put it in,
Well,
and
you could
keep
do
playing
that.
stuff.
Yeah, you could do that with the second.
the
Well, I
Slim
think
too. But less
probably
people
the
have
third
them.
one
I think
as
it was
well.
like because the first
Yeah.
wave everyone had it,
Yeah,
so
you
it was
just
like
snap it off the top.
yeah,
and
and just swap it really,
Did you
really
guys go
easily.
through a lot of Xbox 360s because of the red ring?
At OXM,
I did too.
weirdly, at OXM, we didn't. I mean, we went through some, but not nearly what you might have thought, given the how
People
the
on the
early
internet made it seem like 5,
I still
6,
have
7
my
consoles.
launch still works.
Really? Wow.
should be in the Smithsonian, man.
So I had
Belongs in a
one.
museum.
I had one die, and it's only because of that Spider-Man game where the save points were really far apart, and I had spent a really long time getting to this boss fight, and then I left it on overnight because I didn't want to have to
Oh.
go through the whole thing again. And
Right.
I died. Like kind of
Stop
So-
blaming everything on Spider-Man.
My
It's
I-
ironic
it's
all the time.
I had a launch Xbox 360. It got knocked over when the tray was open by my stupid roommate who tripped on our Ethernet cord.
Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah.
Did that break it?
No, so he knocked it over and it just jammed the drive so it wouldn't open and close anymore.
Yeah, I had friends who had to like pull it. open
Yeah,
with, like,
so
a
I
bobby
tried
pin.
and it just wouldn't do it. So I had to send it away. And then when Microsoft sent it back to me, this is during the whole Red Ring fiasco, so they would just do any repair for free.
Yep.
So they sent me a box, I sent it back to them, and then I got it back eventually. And then after a week, it red ringed for a little bit, but then it continued working. And at that point, I was like, I'm going to pawn it off on some unsuspecting fool. And so I sold it, and then I bought a new one. You know how, like, they're... On the internet, you could research the chip names, and the new chip, I think it was
Jaspers.
called... Yeah.
Jasper chip.
Yeah, and the first one was Zephyr, right?
Zephyr was the one in the Elite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
But you could tell basically by looking at the SKU on
Yes.
the box, you could tell which chip was in the
Correct.
console.
Yeah.
And so I just went to a Best Buy and like scoured through a
Found
giant,
Jasper.
yeah, found a Jasper, bought that, and that's the one I still have today.
I did the same thing for at OXM. We actually did. It was one of the most fun features I've ever worked on. You know, during this whole Red Ring thing, same thing.
Yeah.
Because the internet had figured out like the Jaspers were coming, and it was a
Jaspers are coming.
big die shrink.
Yeah.
You know, which was supposed to really reduce the heat, and thus hopefully it won't Red Ring anymore. And found a same thing. I called around and found a Jasper at a whatever store, brought it back, and actually ripped it open. Like
to like look at the chip.
and we did, and I did temperature tests.
Wow.
I did side by side with the old Xbox
That's
and the
cool.
Jasper, and photographed it. And I think I cut myself trying to, because like those things are not meant to be open, especially if you don't have the proprietary
Yeah.
warranty center Xbox tool that you're
Yeah.
supposed to have. So it never worked. Like I knew I was sending it to die. Like, it was never going to work again. But it was cool to rip open an Xbox and just yank the heat sink and just have look at it in there. It was
And
cool.
to its credit, those Jasper chip consoles,
They worked.
They never failed.
Yeah.
Like,
My-
that was the solution in the
My
end.
second one was a Jasper chip, but I had a very strange issue with it that I couldn't find anyone else that had on the internet, which was I moved house, and then I would try and connect to Wi-Fi in the new house with the new Wi-Fi name, and it would just automatically connect to the old one that didn't exist anymore. And I would try and remove that network and then go to type in a new one, and it would just revert to the old one. Always. I could not get it to connect to Wi-Fi. It was just stuck on the old Wi-Fi that didn't exist anymore, so I just had to constantly have it plugged in.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it sucked.
You had an Xbox that couldn't
Super
get
frustrating.
your Xbox couldn't get over its ex.
I was really sad about leaving that house too, to be fair. So,
There you go. It was a reflection of you.
yeah,
That's
maybe
true.
it was. Maybe it was.
Marty Sleva.
Yeah.
One game that was at Comic-Con, or at least
Yeah.
announced at Comic-Con. New Sonic game. The Sonic cycle begins anew.
Oh.
Actually, there were two Sonic games, but this is the
Yeah.
one I care about. Sonic Mania. It's a 2D Sonic game.
Yeah, and it's sort of a strange mixtape of classic Sonic levels from, I believe, 1 through 4, and it's going to be sort of remixed versions of them where you're going to have Green Hill Zone, but it's going to be a little bit longer, and it's going to have a different boss at the end. I didn't get a chance to play it because it was only playable at the Sega party.
Which
that
I
didn't
went
go
to, by the way.
Did you play it?
No, but the party was a disaster in a good way.
Wasn't there someone in a Sonic suit dancing?
There was a lot of people in Sonic gear and suits there.
It's like fanfic come
It
to
was
life.
Yeah,
crazy.
seriously.
It's a Tumblr convention.
There was a Tails making love to a Knuckles. But yeah, it's coming out next year. I still attest Sonic is terrible and has always sort of been terrible. So
Except for that Twitter account.
False.
real good Twitter,
Sonic
very good
Hedgehog
Twitter
Twitter
account.
account is amazing.
And then there's also a 3D Sonic game coming next year. That's also going to be probably terrible. I don't know.
You guys are haters, man. So
I
this is
said it. I
cool.
said it. I'm,
Yeah, this is
I
not a
should-
new attitude
this
for
is
you,
not-
to be
no.
fair. You're long-standing.
Have you always hated Sonic? Every game?
He hates the
yeah,
Genesis.
as soon as
I
I
like OG
developed,
Sonic.
as soon as I developed taste and critical thinking.
Wow.
It's slowly morphing into my new battle tones to where I was sort of just apathetic towards Sonic, and now I'm just like, whatever. I'll lean into it. It's fine.
I'll
I don't
lean
know.
into it.
Everyone just dress up as the characters and go have sex with Big the Cat. I don't care.
No.
I don't care. Big the Cat needs love too.
But why
Bubsy?
me?
I didn't say you had to.
You said everyone. You want everyone to do that.
He's a big cat. He's a big the cat.
All right, anyway.
Anyway, last thing. We could save this for the Marketplace report in a moment, but I wanted to call this out. Activision is re-releasing Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which was a really good dungeon crawler
Yeah, I played a lot of
Super
that.
fun. They're like
with
Diablo.
Marvel characters.
Yeah.
It's from. I had to look it up. It's 10 years old. It is 2006. They're
One of my
just
first games on Xbox 360.
they're just porting it over to Xbox One and PS4.
I was so excited at first about this because those games are really good. They're super fun multiplayer. The characters are really great. Everyone loves the characters more now
Wait, so
than
you get
ever.
the first and the second?
Both of them.
Yeah.
Well, you can buy
Oh,
them
yeah,
separately.
that's cool.
For $40 a piece.
$40 each for
Or-
10-year-old games with no new anything
Together
and no DLC.
for $60. I think releasing PS2 games on PS4 for $20 is a lot of money.
Yes.
This is double that. What the hell? Why? Why? I thought
Activision got
when they said this was
Activision,
going to happen,
man.
I was like, oh, $10 a piece. I'll
It would
gladly
be
pay $10 a
Absolutely.
piece.
so much cheaper to just go buy them pre-owned.
You know
For
what?
$6.
I bet they're not backwards compatible.
So just play them on your 360.
Point
Unless you don't have your 360
Maybe
anymore.
it would be cheaper to buy a 360. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I get it in the sense of Activision is, hey, they don't apologize for the fact that they're all about the bottom line, making money. They're really good at it. They're the biggest publisher on the planet. And with this game, with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, that's it's just a back catalog lottery ticket that comes up big for them because Marvel's bigger than ever. Marvel stuff.
I was going to say
in
the
the
reason
game.
for this
Yeah,
is
so it's
that
like,
Marvel
we've got
is
this
in the title.
game from 10 years ago.
Well, and this is before the split, so you're going to have the Avengers with Deadpool, with the X-Men,
Right.
with Spider-Man, which
But
you can't have in the movies. Yeah.
The fact that the price here is just absurd. I highly encourage you to not buy it and wait for it to drop. I mean, because if nobody buys it, it will drop.
Find an Xbox 360 on eBay for $30.
Make
and
sure
the
it has a
games will be
Jasper chip.
$6 each.
So you've
Or
saved
just
$4.
buy a bunch of action figures and pretend that you're going out on Ultimate Alliance.
But you've spent
a lot more expensive.
you've spent $12 in gas to drive to that weird
You do it all on eBay.
that Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go meet some weirdo from Craigslist in a back alley, and
That's
hand
how
him
girls end up dead.
That
just girls and not guys too.
It's a Modern Family reference.
Oh, my bad.
I thought it was a real life reference because I think that actually happened
Also,
a bunch
yes,
of
that's
times.
how girls end up dead.
It is not a pleasant thing at all. That's why I don't use Craigslist
Yeah.
for
Never
anything.
meet just random people
No.
in real life to meet
Unless
to
you
grab
want someone
something.
to murder you.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not gonna kink shame.
Yeah, I'm not going to shame you. No, please. Aw. No, don't die. Be happy.
Anyway, don't. Yeah, so whatever. Marvel
Just
Ultimate
don't.
Alliance and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 are back as literal file save as We joke about it. This is a case where it is literally a file save as
I'll say that's IRL.
mua.xb1.exe.
Yeah, there is no way these
What
are
the hell is
girls.
MUA?
Marvel
Bless
Ultimate
you.
Alliance.
Thank you, Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Oh,
It's an acronym.
I thought you were making like a weird. Bless you. I thought you were doing like a weird cow noise with like a at the end.
That's James Hetfield as a cow. Mua! Yeah!
Almost got a little John in there.
Okay! What can we...
Oh my god, get us out of this episode.
It's so bad.
I like this episode.
I like the episode a lot.
This has been very fun.
Yeah.
What? We need things to happen in Xbox World, or else this is what happens here.
I like it.
What besides Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 should we spend our money on?
Well,
Alana
Ryan,
Pierce.
in retail, we have nothing.
Great.
Digitally, we have We Happy Few, which obviously we've already
And
spoken
it was
about.
$30, guys?
Yes,
Yep,
$29.
Okay, so
$30.
I couldn't find it. Thank
We
you.
have Minecraft Story Edition, Episode 7, access denied for
Wait,
$5.
season's not over yet? It's
No,
still
it just keeps
going?
going.
Has anyone played it?
No,
No,
I
actually,
played
I
episode 1. I didn't
Has
like it.
anyone played Minecraft?
This is the one
love
Telltale
Minecraft.
series I actually haven't played, and it's not that I'm actively against it. I just kind of
No idea what it is.
I don't know.
Save myself for Batman.
Yeah,
I have zero interest in Minecraft, even if it's
I guess
Telltale.
that comes down to that. I mean, it's a cool
love
cast,
Minecraft.
Patton Oswalt,
That's cool.
but I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
So yeah, I love Minecraft. I have zero interest in Minecraft having a story because that is the anti of why I like Minecraft.
Well, this must be selling well enough for them to be up to episode 7.
I'm sure it sells
already.
well with the kids.
Oh, kids would love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have Dungeon Punks for $15, which is a fast-paced action RPG, and Hyper Light Drifter for $20, which is an action adventure RPG. On the marketplace, July Games with Gold, we have the Banner Saga 2 all July long.
Just about over.
Mm-hmm.
Grab it now.
And Tumblestone.
Oh, no, wait, that's still going.
Yeah, that's July 16th to August 15th on Xbox One. Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
That's over
One
for
of my
sure.
favorite
Cross
shooters
that off.
ever. That is done. Yeah, good stuff. Still get it. Great game.
Now you have to pay for it again.
Now you have to pay for it. And Tron Evolution, which is July 16th to 31, so we've still got a few
Couple
more days
days.
on that on Xbox 360. August Games with Gold, we have Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. I reviewed that
Okay.
game. It was very painful. That's all August long.
Also, saying
Seriously,
his name is really painful.
reviewing that game took such a long time. And WWE 2K16 from August 16 to September 15 on Xbox One. We have Spelunky from August
Andrew
1st to
crashes through
15th.
the wall.
And Beyond Good and Evil,
Yay.
which we have already discussed briefly this episode, from August 16 to 31 on Xbox 360.
Mark your calendar.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Xbox
it's
One
awesome.
games are kind of dumb. The 360 games are both real good.
Yes, Beyond Good and Evil is incredible.
Yep.
Groovy. Hey, cool. I forgot to write down a trivia, but screw it. We'll just skip that segment this week because this is already a train wreck of an episode that's gone on way too long.
I think it's great.
I, think
I
it's
didn't say
lovely.
it was a bad train wreck.
10 out of 10.
True.
As-
Fair.
You want
Has there ever been a positive train wreck?
This
Back
one.
to the Future Part 3, dude. Nobody
That's
got
true.
hurt, and it was a great, as Dr. Brown says, it'll be a spectacular crash.
Maybe if it's like a train wreck that has fireworks on it, so it's just like explodes in color.
That's pretty much what happened in Back to the Future 3.
People died on
What?
that train.
Wait,
The train you're talking about. There were people on the train. So there were fireworks, but there was also fatalities.
No, they weren't. That's the point.
No, there were.
We're clearly talking about different trains.
you haven't seen Back to the Future,
I've seen the first two.
but not 3.
You're sort of fine with just seeing the first two.
No, three's good.
Fine.
3 is
Three's fine.
better than 2.
They're all good. Actually, no. 2 has the best ending, so 3 may not be better than 2.
3 is really good.
But 2 has the best ending.
2 is half of a rehash of 1.
Yeah, but not half.
Pretty much half.
Tell us how you really feel.
But it has the best ending. I want you to agree with me that it has the best ending.
We just get zapped to some random, and then, we
Well,
find out it's the 1800s.
Marty leaves, And then, like, Doc sends Marty to the future, and then the other Marty comes running in.
Well,
he's like,
yeah.
Doc, I'm back.
That's
He's like,
not
I
the
just
end.
sent you what? You're like,
We're pantomiming. We
gesturing.
just did a little thing. If you're watching the video version, you got a 1-act play.
That's good.
It is the best.
A 0.1 act
ending.
play. Anyway,
Yeah.
can we leave?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
another show now. I'm very tired.
I'm sorry.
Oh, are you on Scoop?
Yes.
Yeah, I have to go do that too.
All right. Plugs. IGN Prime. Help us keep the lights on. Get yourself an ad-free IGN experience. IGN.com/Prime. You give us $30. We give you no advertisements on your videos or IGN desktop.
Also, check us out on youtube.com/IGN Unlocked. We keep pushing it because we're excited about it. It's a really good way to interact with the community. So even if you prefer to listen to the audio version, go subscribe. And
It's also much
chat with
easier
us.
for you to find things out there.
That's
Full
true.
episodes, let's plays, potentially live stuff.
So that's
Everything's
really
playlisted.
fun.
It's just more organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people have been wondering with both, like, why we're pushing the YouTube channels for all the shows, and they're like, are they making you do this? It's like, no, this is something we genuinely
We
are
really care
excited
about.
about.
We push for it.
Yes, exactly.
It's
And
like
so
us having a new platform that we get to build ourselves with the content that we want, and that's rad.
Yeah.
So
Plus, it just like I said, it offers you guys a lot of benefits, and it offers the audience a lot of benefits. Like, it keeps our main channel kind of clear of clutter. It also makes it easier for you to find breakouts and episodes and live stuff.
and Let's Plays and
but also,
weird
like,
one-off
literally,
videos.
we will be reading
Yeah,
comment
in the comments
suggestions
there
on
and
stuff
all
we
that,
talk
yeah.
about and stuff to Let's Play. And yeah, it's just like fun. So yeah, check it out. YouTube.com/IGN Unlocked.
While you're at it, Alana, you got anything you want to plug? Your social accounts, etc.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Charlamzad. And I have like a whole bunch of IGN Access videos that I did at San Diego Comic Con of all of the cool toys they have there. I think I've shared most of those on my Facebook page. So
Nice. Shark.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Shot by Finnegan, and everywhere else, Shot by Finnegan too.
You really need to stop shooting people.
No, I will never.
He's the Craigslist shooter.
With a camera though. I also was at Comic Con. I did
There's a
some
gun in the
bunch of really
camera?
cool vids.
Wasn't that in
The,
some like?
the Joker probably did that.
Doesn't
Yeah.
that's like
Some
a
Killing
lethal
Joke
weapon or
nonsense.
something?
No
Was it
joke. When I
some
was in
movie?
college, like I used to shoot weddings. That was my first job as a paid cameraman, and I
Was this
did.
Kill Bill?
And I did. I did an Indian wedding, and the bride and the groom rode into the reception on an elephant. It was
Yeah.
really, really cool. And
You shot the elephant?
yeah, I came back, and my buddy was like,
Illegal.
What'd you do today? And I was like, I shot an elephant. He was like, he was momentarily very terrified. I was like, it took me a second to recognize too, but I was like, with the camera.
The elephant
the
had a
camera.
camera and you shot it? He was a tourist.
I too was at Comic Con, did a bunch of really cool videos, but the one you should check out is I went and produced this video of Brian on Double Dare. Brian Altano got to
That
be
was so
invited.
good.
Is that video up?
Yeah, it's up.
I
It's
can't wait to
live.
watch that.
Nickelodeon did this whole like one night only remake reboot of Double Dare, this
For you
classic
kids that grew
game
up
show.
in the '90s, you remember Double Dare? I can't believe I'm so happy and also jealous that Brian got to
Yeah,
be on.
and it was like I was led to believe it was going to be some like rinky dink, like real quick, just like in an alley somewhere, like try and make it happen with the talent coming in for like 30 minutes to do the thing. But it was a huge production at
was at
Flux,
the
which
place
was
we
the
have our
club.
party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the night after,
Yeah.
and it was a totally different look and feel to it. Mark Summers and a bunch of the like Nickelodeon talent, like from all that, were there and part of the show. It was a really really fun thing, and Brian is like full of glee the whole time he's competing through
he
it.
got
So
slimed
So
at the
cool.
end.
He
and he
did.
gets slimes at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets slimed at the end. So watch that video. It's live on IGN. It's cool.
Marty,
You can find me at McBiggity. I did some stuff during Comic Con. We
Two
talked about
G's,
it
two
earlier.
T's.
Yes. Yeah, I'm doing some other stuff now, probably. Or not. I don't know.
Hooray.
I answer a lot of emails.
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
Us three will also be at PAX West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind
about
of
a month
far away now, though.
That's about a
right?
month
Yeah.
away.
Settle
Yeah.
down. We got Gamescom.
I guess
first.
that's true.
Oh, yeah.
I'm cosplaying. I'm very excited.
Oh, really?
Do you
Really?
want to shoot my cosplay?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Are
who?
you going to be Big the Cat?
That's a surprise.
Oh.
No. God damn it, Marty. Can we leave?
Are any of us going to Gamescom?
No.
No, unfortunately.
I'm so disappointed.
Me too, because all of my friends are going and it's my birthday.
I've gone to Gamescom almost every
Chopped
year
liver,
for
huh?
IGN. And then they were like, nope, Finnegan, you're not going this time. And I'm real sad.
Maybe you and
I
I
feel
will
like
go
my
next
problem's
year.
worse.
I'm
Let's do it.
about ready to go
Right
again.
here.
Were you not ready this year?
Friends.
I have a vacation coming up
Oh,
like
okay.
they almost would run into each other. So I was like, I don't want to.
It's a tough show to work because it's a really hard show and we send less people than we do to like E3 or Comic Con and stuff. But Germany is such an awesome trip.
Cologne in particular is
And
an
everyone's
awesome
so
town.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Gamescom.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You can find me on Twitter at DMC_Ryan. I mentioned IGN Unfiltered with Robbie Bach. I was really happy with how that turned out. He's cool. For a guy that admits he doesn't play games, it was fascinating to talk to him about the Xbox business.
Better to admit it than to pretend.
Oh yeah, they'll sniff you out.
Yeah, gamers can see right through that nonsense.
People sniff me out on that all the time, even though I do play games. So there you
Gamer
have
girl,
it. Yep,
fake gamer boy.
all the time.
I mentioned I'm reviewing the Xbox One S. Look for impressions on August 2nd, which is Tuesday. That's the day the embargo is, so there's nothing I can do about it. Prior to that, what else? Am I reviewing anything else? Doing anything else? I don't. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, I think it matters, Ryan.
I appreciate that.
I care about what you do.
Thank you.
Wow, you guys really had a cool character arc throughout this
You still
show.
don't count as a person.
That's how I can
I
care.
only like you because you have a very cute boxer. So
You know
how's
what?
Maggie? Is she good?
She's good. Thanks for asking. Yeah, she's hanging in. She
Very
turns 10 next month. When's your birthday?
Oh, August 24th.
You almost have the same birthday. She's the 28th.
Wow, that's awesome.
And you're probably about the same age. Maggie's turning 10.
Yeah, I'm turning 12. So
That's about what I would have guessed.
yeah, pretty close.
Are you from the same litter? I don't know. You're the same.
I wish.
You are a '90s girl, though, right?
93.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah. What are you? 80?
I was playing 80.
80?
I was playing Super NES when you were born.
I feel my 30th birthday is coming up next month. Oh
Nice.
my god, no!
But you're August as well?
September.
It doesn't feel
Oh,
any
September?
different. I turned 30 a month ago. It doesn't
September
feel any-
11th. Never
How
forget.
could you ever?
No, you're not allowed to say that.
Oh, I am allowed to say that.
We're not in context of your birthday.
I'm turning 23, and I'm pretty excited about it because of that Blink-182 song.
Oh
And
yeah.
I get to talk about how nobody likes
You'll
you when I'm 23. It's like I finally have an
know what
excuse
it's like
for
to
nobody
live
liking
as a
me.
teenager in the
I mean,
90s.
what has been your excuse for the last 22 years?
It's been like I'm terrible, but now it's like
Okay.
no, it's specifically because of that Blink-182 song. So everything's coming up Millhouse.
Awesome.
All right, let's
Good
go.
day.
My goodness. All right, we'll see you guys next week.